Hello, everybody. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you guys are. I actually just landed in Vancouver not long ago, went home, dropped down my luggage, and then went straight back to my office to host this webinar for you guys. Now, I'm very excited to be here right now, although I'm very exhausted and tired, but I want to really have this presentation hosted, this training all about free traffic. Now, for those of you who have been here for our first training, you have seen like literally just 1% of what these tribe of experts have the ability to do. They showed us in the first training how to rank right into Google in just 12 minutes. It literally blew my mind away. And I was very, very shocked that they did this in just 12 minutes. I thought this ranking onto Google takes literally forever, but these guys have proven me wrong. And I'm very excited to be here with these guys again to show you another strategy to get free traffic to any website that you want. Now, before we begin, we still have a lot of people piling on right now, and I just want to really see where you guys are from. Want to see how you guys are. So, in on the right side, you guys will have a chat box or a questions box. Tell me where you guys are from. I really want to see where you guys are from. We have New Delhi. Wow. So we have Singapore. We have Edmonton. It's very interesting to see everyone coming in around the world joining us in this training. It really excites me to see where you guys are from. We have UK, we have Philippines, we have Chicago, we have Dallas, we have Seattle, we have Austin, Texas, Georgia, Maryland. Wow, we have everyone all around the world. Now, the tribe of experts that we have on is actually here. Now, before I get them on, one very important note: we have created a private Facebook group just for you guys. The entire team, the tribe of experts, are there to answer questions that you have and to really help you succeed in this free traffic avenue. Now, if you go to www.facebook.com/groups/OMG you will need to ask to get joined because this is a closed group. Then one of our administrative staff will actually come in and approve you. In here, there's going to be a lot of stuff. As you see last time, one of our posted over 300 comments, and we really are here to help you succeed. All right, so without waiting much further, I'm actually going to introduce you to one of my great person, a mentor of mine when it comes to SEO, which is Mike Long. Mike Long, are you here?
I am here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you absolutely fine. Now, before you start, Mike, I really want to thank you and your team of coaches for helping my students to show them everything about free traffic. It's a really honor of mine to host this webinar with you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh, terrific. I'm so glad to have you in here. One of the things we want to do, I see a lot of people writing in and commenting where they're coming from and so forth in GoToWebinar. Obviously, Fred rattled that off. What we want to do is move the energy over into the Facebook group, and the reason why we've actually set this OMG closed door private ongoing workshop community Facebook group up for you because we really want you to get something just tremendous out of this event. We really know how to provide people with an overwhelming advantage inside of OMG. At OMG, we harness lightning together. Now, it turns out that 100%, not 99%, but 100% of entrepreneurs are massively affected. In many and more cases now, most cases, can be even completely defined by the search engines. And at OMG, we really know how to harness those search engines. We have these caring player coaches. You're going to meet a couple of them today who are really able to harness that lightning. They harness lightning in their own business. I'm actually going to share my screen. I'm going to share my webcam here for a second. See if I can get this done, just so I can make things a little bit more personal for you. Hopefully, let's see if this comes live. Hello, everybody out there. This is live. It's January 7th at a little bit after 8 p.m. So jump into the Facebook group. The Facebook group is at facebook.com /groups/OMG iPro. So that's /OMG iPro. And you can see that we have, like I said, we have a lot of comments in the GoToWebinar comment box, but those just kind of get wasted and lost, and then they just sort of go away, and then you don't have really the Facebook community going on. So what we'll do is just kind of wait for people to go ahead and get in there. And I know it can take a few moments to figure out the interface and so forth. I can pull up a notepad document here possibly, but really it's right here. You'll see it. It's facebook.com/groups/OMG iPro. That's where this is at, and you can begin by reintroducing yourself. I'm coming in from it's Mike, obviously, and I'm coming from Miami, Florida. Oops, if I can type correctly here. Miami, Florida. All right, we got Alexandra. Hello, that's good. We've got Kundu. That's great. And so all of you people who are in the comment box, we still have people typing in the comment box. I appreciate that. That's great. But we'll be moving things over. Okay, we've got Susan coming to us. Actually, Susan's an OMGer, which is really, really cool. She says she wishes she was in Miami. Mike, we got Mike Blair. He's coming from the Dominican Republic. So hello to you, Mike. And we'll just filibuster here until we get people over into the Facebook group. What you have tonight, you're actually going to meet two people who have, it's not just that they've used the overwhelming advantage inside of OMG to have extraordinary success for themselves, but these are very, very caring people, and they're here to share and train you, and really to give you an overwhelming advantage. So that's kind of that. Some people need approval. I'm actually not an admin in this group, so we'd probably need either Stephen or somebody else to approve, and we'll try to get that going. So that's Bill. We'll try to get him in there. All right. So what we're going to do tonight is we are going to get further into money getting. Now with OMG, we just have a situation that's built up over time where we've built a number of massive advantages. They all work together in harmony and kind of in unison to really help our members in a way where our members, if they go ahead and take advantage of it, it's a little bit like IKEA. We give you the building blocks and so forth, but when our members put them together, they really wind up with something just absolutely extraordinary, and you'll see kind of that success on display for today. I guess that everyone else is just kind of filibustering, so maybe we'll just axe the whole Facebook thing. I guess I don't know. It's just kind of strange. We just have dozens and dozens of comments on GoToWebinar and nobody in the Facebook group. So that's interesting. Actually, I will just filibuster. All right, we're getting a couple more here. Anya, I guess, from Chi-Town, from Chicago. I imagine it's probably pretty cool there. We got Soren coming from mainland China, which means he's coming in off of a VPN, which we really appreciate you there. That's quite a lot of effort. So we'll give him #boom. And let's see, Bill is now in the Facebook group. He's getting ready to post. So it's right here, this pin post right here. And you're going to meet two individuals tonight. They both have wide-ranging success, really just incredible success with their online money getting. They take very, very different ways of things, and they're going to share something I think that's quite powerful. How many people were in the previous event? Like type in the number one if you were on the previous event. You would have met one of the people who's on tonight. Said a number of people. Helen's still pending. Still trying to get people approved. I understand. Okay, a couple people. Brian was on number one. Got it. Fred, good to know Fred was on number one. Very good. All right, Michael was as well. All right. So now on that event, we shared this free rankings method, this rapid free rankings method. And how many people, like if you're on that event and you felt like the method that you learned, Andy's coming in from Tennessee. I actually have a house in Nashville, Tennessee. Type in #1000 if you feel like that instant rankings technique that we showed on the first webinar was worth $1,000. Tell me if you feel like it was worth $1,000. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, it really is something extraordinary just to be able to take, and just immediately get rankings right on YouTube right away. Yeah, I think a lot of people are vibing with this idea. With OMG, I think you're really going to see at this event that we just have a number of different angles, each on their own, that can have. Well, now, Soren says it wouldn't work for you there in China. I'm curious why you think that is, Soren, because I've seen Liz do it in China. So I don't know how it is that you don't think it would work, but we will find out from an expert who has done it from China and see what she has to say. And maybe you're running into a unique situation. So we really, really want to know, but this stuff really works worldwide. It really works worldwide. With OMG, we have 100 or more of these silver bullet techniques that we use to just have people have extraordinary success. Altogether, I would say that makes OMG worth $100,000 or more. We will and that's actually, Soren, that's great. Very humble, Soren. Soren says maybe you misunderstood it. That's great, Soren. It's great for you to see that. This is one of the reasons why we have the community, the Facebook community right here. Is there a replay for part one? See, this is a great question. These are the wacky things that happen when we have a wonderful Facebook group where we can come together. And if I were to show you inside of the OMG Machines Facebook group, the secret Facebook group inside of OMG, you would be shocked, you'd be amazed, you might even want to cry. I do sometimes because it is just that extraordinary. Now, Liz, are you there?
Hey, Mike, yeah, I'm here. Sorry, I couldn't figure out how to unmute it.
No problem at all. Do you think that the Wirecast method is worth $1,000?
Oh, absolutely, and I have done it live from China, so the only difference is I was behind a VPN, just like how he is connected to this actual webinar, and the Facebook group I was connected behind a VPN, so it worked pretty easily.
Okay, now, Liz, when you say it's worth $1,000, have you made $1,000 with it?
Oh, absolutely. It's one of the easiest and most effective methods to make $1,000 pretty quickly.
So that's really something to have somebody who's at least made $1,000 come on, type in the number one if it makes sense that it kind of validates things. If I say it's worth $1,000, to get at least one person to come on and say, yeah, I've made $1,000 with this. Give me the number one if that makes sense. To me, that's just common horse sense. We'll see what the reaction is to that, see if other people agree with me. Is a person who's actually made $1,000 with it, then says, yeah, that's worth $1,000. I made $1,000 with it. It's kind of like, sort of like saying an apple is an apple in my neck of the woods. So let's see what our reaction is. I'm actually, I still see a lot of people answering in the GoToWebinar control panel, and we just basically going to focus on the Facebook group at this point. So if you want to kind of have your voice heard, then the energy is in the OMG Facebook group. That's you can go to facebook.com/groups/OMGIPro, and that's where to get that information. Okay, so Liz, so we have several people that have said yes, it's worth $1,000. Have you made at least $10,000 with that method?
Yes.
Well, then I would say I'm going to type in the number 10. So then it must be worth 10 times as much. It must be worth at least $10,000. Give me a 10 if it makes sense that, or at least a 1 if now you think, wow, it really must be worth $1,000 if Liz has made at least $10,000 with it. Let's get some participation and see what people think. Wake ourselves up a little bit here. We have a extraordinary situation here. You guys are about to meet Hurricane Liz. She's going to jolt some people's hearts here. We have a few people that just joined us. We have someone who just joined us from the Philippines. Wonderful to have you on. You're going to want to go to facebook.com/groups/OMGIPro. That's where all the energy is going to be on this event today. Liz, have you made $50,000 with this method?
Yes.
50, huh? Okay, well, let's see some ones. I mean, come on. If she's made at least $50,000 with that free ranking method, surely it must be worth, at least $1,000. Let's just see what we got. Oh, we finally got Michael off the fence. All right, Michael's in. He's down. Anybody else out there? Steven's definitely down. I'm going to re-up. $50,000. That's a lot of money. I mean, it's just in my neck of the woods. That's all I'm saying. Awesome. You're so excited. Okay, great. What about $100,000, Liz? Have you made $100,000 with those free videos?
I sure have, Mike.
Well, let's see what we got here. Susan chimed in. She said, in one of the tests we did, there's a participant who had his SEO contract extended for 6 months after the Wirecast method. That's about $30,000. So Liz has made at least $100,000 with it. Susan is reporting on a $30,000. Yeah, Michael's up the ante. He's throwing out 5 poker chips for us. Instead of just 1 poker chip, we get 5 poker chips from Michael. I like that. I like that. We got me and Liz have a friend named Ty Lopez. Does anybody know who Ty Lopez is? Give me a hashtag Ty if you know who Ty Lopez is. Me and Liz are actually about to fly out to Los Angeles to meet up with him later this week. Does anyone know who Ty is? Yeah, Fred knows who he is. Ty Lopez is probably one of the most viewed persons on all of YouTube. He's quite a advertising expert, and he's been talking a lot about OMG recently. And what he says, Sort knows who he is. Yeah, great. What he says about OMG is, you don't want to be a sucker, right? When you're checking something out, you don't want to be a sucker, but you also don't want to be a cynic, right? So we're taking a look at that. I'm just kind of trying to get a sense of where we're at with things. I'm kind of enjoying myself here a little bit, savoring the moment here. Liz, have you made $250,000 with that Wirecast method?
Yep, sure have.
Wow, $250,000, guys. $250,000. In fact, I'm going to show you guys a little something here that might shock some people into being a little bit more excited. We got good excitement here, but let's have a look at this. Liz, what on earth is this?
Oh, that was an earnings report from Amazon last Christmas.
And this is $436,922 that you made last year on Amazon. That's incredible.
Right, yeah, absolutely. It was a lot of fun.
And you did it in 30 days.
Yes.
Was the Wirecast method an important part of that?
It helped me take off from 100,000 up to that and further beyond that. And it was pretty much my only form of traffic that I was running to the actual Amazon listings.
So now let's check back with our audience, and maybe they're getting a little bit of a sense, and we'll see how many people would kick off the fence during this event. Now, do you think that maybe maybe we want to type in hashtag that's 10,000, that's 100,000. Give me a hashtag 100,000 if you're starting to get the sense that there's something big in play here tonight. Maybe there's some kind of a special situation that's brought you here tonight. Where the action is right now is on facebook.com/groups/OMGIPro. Facebook.com/groups. Oh boy, we're waking some people up now. We got a heartbeat here. We got out the defibrillators. Okay, well this is good. This is very, very good because Liz is going to take you inside of something so extraordinary tonight as we kick off here. And Liz is going to go rapid pace, and then I'm going to introduce you to another incredible individual, just as incredible as Liz, and it's going to be exciting. You're going to have to get out your pen and paper, get out your notebooks right now, because Liz is going to take you inside of something that I think is literally very, very exciting, literally life-changing. How many people here would give me a hashtag ATM if you'd like to learn how to turn your telephone into an ATM machine? And I've seen this happen again and again and again and again. I've seen people spark. Actually, I just sent out this earnings report earlier today. Pull this up for you. Let's have a look at this one. So somebody who used the method that Liz is going to disclose tonight. Her name is Taifa. She's an OMGer. This is from 11/26/2015 to 12/26/2015. This is a $110,000 earnings report. $110,000 earnings report. with the method that you're going to learn tonight, this hashtag ATM method that you are going to learn about tonight. And once again, I want to get people loaded up into the group. We're on facebook.com/group/OMG iPro. Okay, that's facebook.com/groups/OMG iPro. Liz, are you ready to take it by storm?
Absolutely, I'm ready to go.
All right. I am going to actually make Liz an organizer. That's the first thing I'm going to do. And then we are going to have Liz take it away as soon as you're ready.
Okay, let me just get it up. Just about ready. Okay, we're all set. Can you see my screen, Mike? Everybody? Okay, hold on a minute. Let me accept this. Okay, how about now?
Let's see.
Yep,
we're there.
Yep, I can see it too.
Okay, great. All right. So what I'm going to talk to you guys today is about something that we covered in a previous chat. One of the things that Greg Morrison, who you all have met, talked about is the fact that this particular opportunity, which I'm going to present you with, in addition to the other opportunities that we have available within OMG, is really huge. And the reason I want to say that is because he talked about starting an actual traditional standard business. When you start a traditional standard business, you're going to acquire a significant amount of startup costs. And again, this creates an obstacle for most people. If you don't have money lying around, the cost can actually be significant because in the case of physical products, you're going to have to come up with inventory, storefront, actual employees, office furniture, and a lot of other things. And now the problem with this is that you can immediately blow through your money before you actually even make the first sale. So this actually creates a huge problem, a huge obstacle for most people that actually want to start a business. So what I'm going to show you tonight is what if you could actually start a business tonight? As early as getting off this webinar, you can immediately be in business and ready to sell things. Does that sound like that's something that's really sexy to everyone that's listening out there? So I guess let's see if we can get some ones to see if that sounds like a really sexy idea. Let me see how I even figure out if people are putting ones. Again, I'm totally new to this GoToWebinar thing, so I might not actually know. I might have to check in with Mike and see if people are actually leaving any ones. But I'm assuming that based off of what I've said so far, that a lot of people are going to actually want to create this for themselves. Now, this is the same blueprint that I actually used to create millions of dollars of profit in the past year or so, and this is what I've used since I've started actually selling online. So I'm going to show you the exact same thing. And now if you guys aren't excited already, you should be getting very excited. And again, you can do this as early as tonight, as soon as you get off the webinar. You could be immediately in business doing this. And this is going to be a cost to you of less than $10 per month when you start. You can currently get a Amazon account for free for 30 days, so that'll be no cost to you. But in order to do this, you're going to need only one thing, and that's one key ingredient. And I kind of gave you a little clue up here on the far right-hand side, but this is all that you're going to need to start this business, and that is a smartphone. I would imagine that 99% of you actually have a smartphone. There might be that 1% that don't, and if you don't, I'd be incredibly surprised. So if you guys have a smartphone and you're excited, I'm about to show you how you can turn your smartphone into a personal ATM machine. So get in the Facebook group, open up those tabs, and give us a hashtag smartphone if you're excited about this opportunity. So let's get some hashtag smartphones in there before we continue. But again, going back to that smartphone, as I said before, I figure 99% of you actually have it. If you don't, you need to get it, because this is the only way that you can actually start that business for as little as $10 per month as soon as tonight. So if you guys aren't excited, you should be getting very excited, because again, this is the exact blueprint that I used to start off my business with $0. So all I did is get the actual $10 app that I'm going to show you here in a little bit. For those of you that don't know what an app is, most of you should, unless you're living under a rock. It's just sort of like a computer program that works together with your smartphone to give you a huge amount of benefits. So again, if you guys don't have that, you should, but you should be putting hashtag smartphones if you're excited and you want to learn about how to turn your phone into a personal ATM. So the app that we'll actually need to do this is a really super neat app. It's called Profit Bandit, and it's available in the actual either iTunes Store, the App Store, and or the Google Play Store. So this app and your smartphone, again, it equals a personal ATM. I've never seen anything like it, guys. The name of it is Profit Bandit. This is just an incredible opportunity that you will not see probably in your lifetime. It utilizes the power of Amazon along with your phone. And this app, again, is $10 per month. You'll also need an Amazon account, which is free for the first month. After that, it's $40 per month, but all you need to do is go to Amazon.com, scroll all the way to the bottom, and click Start Selling on Amazon. So what do we sell? That's usually the #1 question that I get asked by almost everyone that I know. They have no idea of what they want to sell. So in order to show you just how easy it is to find things to sell, what I went ahead and did is I used this app over at Cotton's house. Now, a couple of you, or all of you should actually know, the people that were on the previous webinar should know who Cotton is, but let me describe to you just quickly how this app works. And in a minute, when we actually see the screens, I'll go into more detail, but the way this app works is it uses your camera phone on your actual phone to scan barcodes, and then it returns the information that it fetches from Amazon.com. So that information will be what the product that you're scanning can sell for, and other people that are selling it. It'll show all the information, so we'll go over that in a little bit. But again, I looked around Khan's house, and I'm about to show you the results of looking around his house. I'm about to show you exactly what I found. So I like to call this, what kind of candy did I find laying around Cotton's house? So let's get right into it. This is the very first thing that I actually scanned at his house. He had a copy of the Ultimate James Bond edition laying around, and as you can see on the left-hand side, let's go ahead and go through the important things that we'll have to pay attention to here. Up on the left-hand corner, there is a button that's called Scan. That is the button that you push in order to bring up the camera to scan the barcode. And then below that is just the title of the product, what it originally listed for is the list price, and the rank, also known as the bestseller rank. On the left-hand side, there's a red section. That very first price, it says 130.60N, means that it is a brand new edition, and it sells right now for $130.60. That is an important line because that is the line that we want to be at. That is where you ship product to Amazon, and they sell it to your customer, they collect payment, and they also put it on their actual listing. So it's very different from eBay, and we'll cover that here in a minute. In the middle, under the green, it says 45 new. What that line basically means is that if you sell under that line, you are going to have to fulfill that product yourself, meaning that when the customer buys the product, you will have to ship it to the customer yourself. So again, we want to be in the red section because we don't want to have to deal with fulfilling a product to a customer. All we want to do is send that product one time to Amazon and let them deal with the fulfillment, let them deal with the payment, and then let them deal with having to send us a big fat check every 2 weeks. So if we scroll down and look at the screen further, we're going to notice that there's a section there that says 99 cents. That's where you put the actual cost of the product. And immediately after you do that, on the right-hand side where it says profit in green, Profit Bandit will calculate how much money you'll be making on this particular transaction. And now keep in mind, when it makes that calculation, it's also going to take into effect the amount of fees that you'll have to pay for Amazon. So it'll tell you how much you actually come out with at the end of the day, even after paying Amazon their fees. So let's go ahead and look at a couple more things that we found at Cotton's house. Some more candy. He had this lying around his house. It was a bulletproof cookbook. As you can see, based on the red section under where it says FBA, this product sells for $18.52 brand new. The next item we found was this Ultimate Star Wars book. This product sells for $42.95 new. And let's keep going. Next was a book called Planetary Omnibus, $50 brand new. Next was a book called Astonishing X-Men Volume 1. as you can see in this column under the red, there's a couple different options. So this is very common in Profit Bandit. When you sell books, you can sell books in very different conditions. So at the top, at $19.99, that book is in good condition. Right underneath that, there's a book listed at $22.34, and that book is in like new condition. And finally, there's a brand new copy available for $49.99. So again, when you sell books, they don't have to be brand new. They can be old books just sitting around laying in your garage. And that's the exact model that I actually use. I sold my sister's old textbooks along with some old books that I had, and I turned them into money, and I used that money to bankroll scaling up this Amazon business and selling other products, which in a minute here I'll go ahead and show you. But I just wanted to share a couple more examples with you and really show you the power of Amazon. This particular product.
Liz, can I break in for a second and just ask you a couple questions about this? Because when you started showing me this just blew me away. But you weren't, to give people an idea, when you started doing this, you were doing this in your garage, selling your sister's textbooks. You know, at this point, you're very, very successful. But at that time, you were literally in a position where you were facing foreclosure and even having your cars repossessed. You had financially your back to the wall when you were figuring this out the hard way. Is that accurate?
Actually, yeah, I had no way to pay my mortgages, and I pretty much was at rock bottom. So I had a bunch of bad luck in a previous job, and I really didn't have anything else to do. So this was sort of a last-ditch effort to make money. And the reason I discovered it is because I encouraged my mom to actually do this business. And so she's a little bit older, and she's not in the best of health. So what I actually realized is she was struggling with packing some of this stuff up and figuring it out. So I offered to help her for a little bit. And as I started to pack it up and ship it out and then try to teach her the back end of Amazon, I hardly even knew it myself, but I was a little bit more competent than her on computers. So I took a look at what was going on in the back end, and I cannot tell you how excited I was for her when I saw how quickly sales would come in when she sent in that very first shipment, which I think is what stops most people. They're afraid of sending in that first shipment. They're afraid that they can't do this business. They're afraid that they're going to spend some money and then not sell things. So as soon as we sent in that first shipment for her, and I saw how quickly items sold, it made me realize just how incredible this Amazon opportunity is. And again, I've never seen anything like it. I was originally an eBay power seller. I think I even at some point hit titanium status on eBay power selling. I don't even know if that's an option anymore, but I knew how hard it was because of the fact that I would have to fulfill people's orders. But when Amazon came along, I was just absolutely amazed at the amazing opportunity that it brought to most people out there.
No, first of all, let's go to hashtag OMG Amazon, because we're just getting started with this presentation. We're getting a lot of excitement. People should be starting to get excited because you're seeing directly how to turn things that are around you, and Liz is going to get deeper into this. But this is what sparked that, to where Liz has made as much as $1 million in a single month, and she's so caring and so transparent that she's coming on this webinar tonight with you. And just so you know, she's here with Miami with me. We have our friends out right now. Our friends are texting us saying, "Hey guys, come out. Where are you? When's the webinar going to be over?" And they want you to be happy too. But we're just simply like right here. Here's Liz, and she's showing you the method that she used when she needed an emergency career change. And I'm not overly stressing things or being melodramatic. When I say emergency, Liz, this was make or break for you.
Yeah, absolutely. I had no way to support my family. I really didn't know what I was going to do, and this sort of just came about. As soon as I saw how quickly items sold, I realized I found what I was going to do.
Awesome. I call Liz Hurricane Liz. So just to kind of get her fired up, to get Liz fired up, let's do a hashtag Hurricane Liz to just kind of like show our appreciation. OMG coaches. We do part of what we do for profit, of course, but we also do it, just for recognition and for appreciation. We're real people with real feelings, just like you are, with families and with dreams and aspirations, things that we want to do in the world. We really want a win-win-win situation. I saw somebody even earlier, they typed in hashtag win-win-win, hashtag win-win-win. And, I just think that just kind of firing this up and just showing that you just really care about this person. She's a woman who just she actually taught the bellman at the front desk, Jonathan, in my building. She taught him this, and he's starting to build his business. He's already made hundreds of dollars with this method, and here Liz is, just with good cheer and just with, she actually left, by the way, so not to kind of this doesn't have anything to do with guilt. I just want you to have the sense that she's just such a caring person. She really wants to be doing this, and she's just sharing this. And it's nice for me to see. And we have many people typing in #Hurricane Liz. Sorry for interrupting, Liz. Let me let you continue.
Awesome. Okay, so I just wanted to show you guys a couple more ideas just so you can kind of get the idea. Now, the stuff that I sold was just stuff that was laying around my house, just like the same stuff that's laying around Cotton's house. And we talked about this. We talked about this idea where a lot of people might say, well, I don't want to sell my complete Frank Miller Batman. It means a lot to me. And what we came up with the actual, we talked a lot about it, and we came out with the fact that what would happen if you were in the situation that I was, where your back's against the wall, you really got no choice, you have to make something work because you need to feed your family, you need to support your family and put a roof over their head, and you need to pay a lot of different things. So the way that I looked at it is I sold a lot of things that were collectibles and that I'd been collecting for years, but I decided to sell them, and the reason I decided to sell them is because I knew that if this worked, which I had no idea was going to work when I initially send product to Amazon, but I knew that if it worked, at some point I could buy that stuff back. And now it goes back to just making sacrifices. So making sacrifices in order to succeed. A lot of times you have to do them. It's like no different than a lot of people that say, I have no time to do any type of business at all. But yet, that same person will not miss a single episode of Game of Thrones, right? So it comes down to making sacrifices. I might not be able to watch Game of Thrones and Walking Dead, and I'm not even sure what other show because I don't even watch TV, but I might not be able to watch 3 different shows at once. But guess what? In a couple years, when I've become successful and made my business work, I can go back and binge watch whatever the heck I want. So it comes down to making sacrifices. And in this case, Cotton and I had a discussion, and I told him, let's say your business, you had $0 all of a sudden, and your back was against the wall, but you had all your comic books. Would you sell them to start all over? And his answer was absolutely yes. He didn't even blink an eye when he said that. So my point is here is many of you have things just laying around the house, collectibles, and are just old used books that you can start scanning immediately, and that can become the money to bankroll your business, and not just do that, but change your life. So this here particular product, as you can see, there's actually none that are in the red section, which is the FBA section, but as a result of that, that means that this book is in really high demand because all there is the green section, which means merchant fulfilled. So in this particular book, you could actually list one under FBA when you ship it into Amazon, and you could probably sell it as high as $175, which would make you a pretty nice little profit. So the next one that he had is another Frank Miller book. It's called Daredevil. This one is $107.45 in good condition. And hopefully you guys are getting the hang of what the columns mean. But again, notice there is not a single new one listed in the FBA column. So what that means is that new, if it's selling merchant fulfilled for $161.72, you could probably even sell this thing for $199 and sell it pretty quickly. So next we have a Batman Hush Absolute edition, and again, this one there are no brand new ones in FBA. So again, you could put this up there and probably get $75 for it pretty quickly. And this one, this is an interesting one, and there's a reason I put this one up here. This one's rank is pretty darn good for toys. It's 63,000, meaning the product will sell pretty quickly. Interestingly enough, there's no brand new ones for FBA. There's only one new merchant fulfilled at $55. This is a piggy bank, guys. It's a piggy bank, and it probably can sell for about $75. So again, you never know what kind of stuff you have laying around your house. All it has to have is a barcode, and you have the ability to scan it and send it in and make some money off of it. And now I'm going to talk a little bit about, a lot of people have probably questions regarding how is Amazon compared to eBay, because a lot of times people have this misconception that Amazon is much more expensive than eBay, and that is not true at all. In fact, let me tell you what Amazon is. Amazon is actually a lot easier than eBay. It's amazingly easy, amazingly simple, and again, the amount of people that are shopping on Amazon is just absolutely mind-blowing. I think last time they reported, they have over 300 million credit cards on file. So meaning 300 million people have given Amazon permission to keep their credit card on file. That is really huge, guys. In my particular situation, again, I talked about I had no choice. I had to do this. So I bankrolled my business this exact same way that I'm showing you tonight. And the way that Amazon is so powerful in comparison to eBay is that they package the product, they ship the product, and they collect the money from your customer. eBay is entirely different. With eBay, you have to pack, you have to ship, and then you have to use PayPal to collect the money, and the money comes to you. So again, with Amazon, incredibly simple and easy. This is the exact way that I started my business. And now I challenge you guys tonight. You can actually do this exact thing. You can get that app. You can go around your house and do the exact same thing that I did. But now for a minute here, guys, let's think a little bit bigger. So in order to think bigger, I want to tell you a little bit of a story. I'm going to show you exactly how you can make this bigger and make even more money. And again, there's so many different models with this. Further beyond this, I can show you more different ways, but those ways are inside of OMG. But I'm just going to give you a little bit of a teaser and show you how you can turn this into a much more profitable, much more lucrative type business. But again, we like to show you in OMG baby steps, and the first step would be scanning things in your house. So I'm going to tell you the story of how I went out doing some scanning with both Mike and Cotton. And we decided we were going to drive around Orlando, and so we stopped at a Big Lots. And actually before that, we stopped at a Tuesday morning. And let me tell you a little bit about what happened there. So we scanned for about 30 minutes inside of Tuesday morning, and something incredibly frustrating happened there. And again, this is probably going to happen to you guys when you go out scanning. The first time is always very tough. And in fact, my first time, I can clearly remember, I wanted to just throw in the towel and quit. I didn't even want to even continue scanning. I was kind of sort of tired of it. I wasn't finding anything. I was frustrated. I was a first timer, and I even actually had the thought, I might just quit this. It really sucked. And funny thing is that I spoke to one of my good friends who has made well over in a single month $1 million, and they both also wanted to quit their first day scanning. So it's just kind of a little bit of a story there to show you guys that even people that are incredibly successful sometimes want to throw in the towel, but the key is really to just keep scanning. So we went inside this Tuesday morning, and we were getting such terrible reception that it was frustrating us all. And we stayed about 30 minutes in there, and we decided eventually, oh, we're going to leave this place. It sort of sucks. Let's go scan somewhere else. We wound up coming across this Big Lots, and we decided to go inside of the grocery section and just scan everything we could see. Well, lo and behold, Pop-Tarts is one of my favorite things to actually scan and send in. You see, they have these seasonal Pop-Tarts that they only make available in very small windows throughout the entire year. And as I was scanning around, all of a sudden I saw these sugar cookie Pop-Tarts, which I've actually had a history selling. So they come out every single year, but I have a lot of history selling these. And upon seeing these sugar cookie Pop-Tarts, I went and I scanned them because I knew that in the past I've sold them before. And I scanned them. They showed a rank of 100,000 in grocery, which is pretty decent. And I noticed that if I bought 2 packages and bundled them together, I could make $32.99 off of them. Now, crazy enough, the cost of these packages was $1.50 each. So for a cost of $3, you could have sold these for $32.99. And even more crazy, there was more than 25 of these. So if you chose to just buy even 10, you could make quite a bit of a profit. But standing there in the Big Lots, there was 25 bundles of 2 available to scan and send in to Amazon. And again, we could go through thousands of examples like this, guys. There's thousands and thousands of them. And we could show you exactly how you just take your phone, you point at these products, and you have the ability to make thousands of dollars, literally turning your phone into a personal ATM. Again, sugar cookie Pop-Tarts. Absolutely amazing that you can actually do this with Pop-Tarts. And this is one of several examples. I've also done this with chocolate-covered potato chips, candy corn Oreos, specialty M&Ms, and all sorts of grocery items like that. Going back to startup costs, hardly any startup costs. Huge benefit of this business. You don't have to worry about having a storefront, employees, or housing of your inventory. Let Big Lots, Target, Walmart, any one of the big major chain stores worry about all that. Let Amazon worry about holding your inventory and taking care of all that stuff. It's really that simple, guys. That's how you make money at the absolute smallest step or smallest stepping stone inside of OMG. And again, we not only show you that, but we show you how to scale it up further to what I talked about, going into Big Lots and actually scanning in there. And then we show you how to take it even further and either sell wholesale lines, and then we go on even a step further and show you how to get your own product, private labeled, and made in China. So again, we show all those different models, and the way you'll be able to see those models is once you get inside of OMG, and that's pretty much it, Mike.
You know, Liz, I've seen the incredible power of this this fast start method proven again and again and again and again. I've seen friends do it. I've seen strangers do it. Actually, one of the places where Liz and I like to go and have dinner, she's got 2 of the waitresses are now getting started with it. She really is just so infectious about this because this is so powerful because you can get started just so quickly, but not only are you making sales, you're gaining understanding at the same time. You're gaining understanding, and understanding is a very, very powerful thing. What I want to do is I want to bring Stephen Floyd on because Stephen's going to take things now further and forward and very powerfully. I want to talk to Stephen for a couple of minutes. Stephen, you really wanted to have this is something that's personal to you. What's your maybe a bit of a story to tell people about this whole method that Liz has?
Yeah, it's funny, and I don't even know if Liz knows this, to be honest. I think I started to tell her, and then I think we got interrupted at one point. But I have a nephew named Evan, and he has been doing stuff on Amazon for a couple of years, and just kind of doing different things. And I wanted to get him involved with OMG. To help him up his Amazon game, and I'll tell you, he was a tad bit skeptical. He's been making a full-time income on Amazon, for a number of years now. And so when he came down for Thanksgiving, I said, listen, here's what I want you to do. I said, I logged into our members area and I randomly picked a video in the Amazon section. Honestly, I had no idea which one I picked. I just pulled up the page and said, here, I want you to just watch one of these because I think if you watch part of one, it's going to give you an idea of whether or not you think we can help you grow your business. And of course, because he's family, I want him to get that success. He's a young guy, he's 25, he's about ready to get into those next steps in life, buying houses and getting married and that kind of good stuff. He'd kill me if he was on the webinar right now for mentioning that. But I really want him to get his boost, get things started on the right foot. So I bring him in my office, and so I go out and mingling. The whole family's here, and a little bit later, he comes out, and I said, well, what do you think? And he's like, wow, it's kind of crazy. He said, I think I learned something in about the first 60 seconds, and then, I actually started taking notes, and I said, okay. That's great, and he seemed happy and kind of into it, but I wasn't really sure, if anything was happening. So fast forward now to Christmas, and so they're back at Christmas. They live in California, by the way. I live in Texas, and him and his girlfriend, and he pulls me aside and he's like, hey, he goes, I need to tell you something, and need to kind of take next steps. And I'm like, well, what's going on? And he said, he goes, the training that I watched, he goes, it was a lady named Liz, and I said, okay, yeah, right, and he said, I actually went home and I started doing what she taught, but not only that, but I got my girlfriend to start doing it. She teaches skating lessons, actually. She's like a professional ice skater. Anyway, and both of them doing the exact thing that Liz just said, not the first thing, although I don't know, they may have sold some of their own stuff, but going to these places and scanning, both of them have made thousands, not hundreds, but thousands of dollars, and now, and it's still kind of amazing to me. Now it's like a fun thing for them, So when they're out shopping, they're just like scan crazy people, you know, and on the weekends if they just happen to be somewhere and there's stuff to scan, you know, so it's just something that they've just kind of, you know, brought into their life, you know, but you know, I have to really thank Liz, and again, I started to do this earlier, but I think we got kind of cut off. I was, you know, I knew that it worked. I know that everything that she teaches works. I know that bottom of my heart. But you know, this is one of those things where I think about all the people out there who can just, you know, the startup on this is just amazingly small. You know, like Liz said, you know, you need to have a smartphone. You know, and it blows my mind that, you know, that you can make thousands of dollars doing something like this, you know, without having to punch a clock anywhere, without having to report to anybody, without, you know, any really kind of knowledge or skills or training other than just one video. I mean, it's kind of crazy, you know, like she should sell that video for, you know, like $100,000 or something, just like that one video. Again, which basically is just what we gave away for free just now. So, you know, I appreciate you letting me share, Mike. I really wanted to, you know, take the time to really, really thank Liz, because it's, you know, made me feel good as an uncle. I mean, the whole family, you know, not that they didn't like me before, but man, they think I'm a rock star now. You know, he's just telling everybody. He's like, you know, Uncle Steven, you know, showed me this thing. You know, they don't even know what I do for a living. You know, my family really doesn't. You know, my extended family. You know, but they sure see the money. They sure see that, you know, he was able to move into a better car and do some stuff, and just, you know, anyway, I really appreciate it, Liz, and I hope that you guys listening are not discounting this at all. I hope that you're not looking at it and thinking, you know, well, I don't know if this is going to work or if it's worth doing, or you know, whatever. You know, because whether you're someone who's, you know, on a bootstrap and you're just trying to get by, trying to make some extra money, or you know, you can make serious money with this. You know, if he told me that if he was, you know, like they're doing it just for fun, you know, like on the side, like, you know, like he's probably, I think he told me he made somewhere between 4,000 and 5,000. So, but that's in like 4 weeks. So that's like 1,000 a week. I mean, that's like 52,000 a year.
That's pretty good for extra. Pretty good for extra money, Stephen. I mean, what do you think?
I mean, you know, what are you gonna make, like, you know, babysitting? You know, what are you gonna make? You know, some of this other stuff. You know. Anyway, it's just amazing. And again, I knew that what Liz was teaching was true, and I knew that it worked and all that stuff. But it's so much more powerful when you have, you know, a family member involved, you know, with something like that. So again, you know, much thanks to Liz, and again, I hope everybody listening really appreciates what they're getting here, because it's awesome.
Okay, great.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, and we appreciate you, Liz.
Yeah, absolutely. Liz is such a rock star. And now let's take a look at something. I want to, you know, relate this back. This is a little bit, you know, Liz and me. One of our favorite movies is Karate Kid, and she actually gave a speech the other day that really got me fired up about Karate Kid. Got me thinking about it. And I'm actually going to make this. I'm going to kind of make this red, because YouTube is more kind of like red. You know, on the previous webinar, we showed you in session 1, and this is, you know, really all kind of put together for you. It's all kind of a cohesive whole here for you. On the first webinar, we showed you how to use this YouTube Wirecast instant ranking method, and you could get videos immediately on YouTube, right? That's the first thing that we showed you on the first webinar, and people who were on that webinar have agreed that, man, that was worth a lot of money. Now, what Liz just showed you is this Amazon fast start method. It's kind of like a bootstrap method for getting started quickly on Amazon. And Stephen pointed out, we're going to get to more with Stephen here in just a second. You're about to be amazed by him as well, is my estimate of things. So now we've shown you this Amazon fast start method. So we showed you this YouTube instant ranking method, and really how you could just directly make money with it right away. And then we showed you this Amazon fast start method. Now, what both of these have in common is you can get started on it right now. What they both have in common is that they are, you know, integral parts of our whole OMG system. But what's neat about them is that they also help you gain understanding, and they help you build up and grow and grow and grow. And Liz, one of the things that you've started doing more and more, and you're really big into this now, is you took this fast start method, and you're now really practiced. You really are good at using and leveraging Amazon at this point. And so now you're actually making your own products. This, I don't know, this is not the nicest color here. Let me see if I can find a little bit of a different color here. Okay, so let's call this private label right here. Go back to the shape tool here. And I will type in private label. And Liz, what's a private label product?
It's actually a product that you can get, like, it is pretty much either in the USA or in China, and you create your own brand. So it's creating your own brand of product, putting a label on it, and or getting your logo design, doing all the design for the actual graphics that are on the product, and labeling it as your own brand and your own company. So for example, it's no different than the fact that Tide detergent puts their branding Tide and does all this graphics work and wraps it around on a jug and calls their detergent Tide. If you wanted to, if your name is Monica and you wanted to create Monica's detergent, you could very well do that. You could get a actual manufacturer of detergent to sell you their actual product in a blank white label box or detergent type container, and then you send them over the graphics work and they wrap your label on that actual bottle, and now you are Monica's detergent, you have your own brand name, and you can begin selling that on Amazon.
Okay, so let's get this straight. You started right here, then you went here, you combined the two, so you made it, you used your understanding and the cash from this, right? So I'll just kind of like label this a little bit more for you. So what you gained from the Amazon Fast Start method was money plus knowledge.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's what this arrow is. This arrow is knowledge and understanding, okay? And from this method over here, you're harnessing lightning. Harnessing lightning. You're harnessing the power of the search engines, and you gained, of course, understanding on how to do that. You combine it together. You use the money and the knowledge that you gained from this to create a private label product. You harnessed OMG Lightning. This is something that you're doing, that you've innovated with, that you've done and other OMGers are doing as well, this YouTube Instant Traffic method. And this combined together, and that equaled this unbelievable result. This unbelievable result. And so we're combining the power of Amazon and the power of Google. And let's check in on the Facebook group and see what people think about that. Give me a hashtag 1 million if you are just absolutely blown away. If you're absolutely blown away by what you've seen, because between the first lesson of the first webinar and the first lesson of the second webinar, we have just outlined in reality, not in theory, because that's how we do it in OMG. We do it in reality. And by the way, if you join us late, we're on facebook.com/groups/OMGIPro. facebook.com/groups/OMGIPro. All right, so I'm going to outline this for you one more time, and then we're going to have Steven's going to take it away and show you a number of silver bullet methods. Actually, I need to check on one thing before we do that. But that's where we're at right now. Let me see if we have somebody here. Okay, I'll check back on that in a second. So again, we use these two fast start methods. We put them together, and this kind of thing we have inside of OMG again and again and again and again. Now, we have a bunch of different ways. We have a bunch of these building blocks that we're using, and they are like ingredients that you can combine into different kinds of delicious recipes that are just extremely effective, extremely powerful, but it all combines to a very powerful, potent recipe. And what you're learning, this is something that Liz is doing. This is reality. Several people said that that's a million. And if not, why do you think that that's not a million? Like it's right there in front of you. again, like Apple, an apple's an apple. I'm not saying, don't you think that this stock tip that I'm just kind of coming up with or making up right now is worth $1 million? Well, no, I mean that's unproven, that's untested. But this is real world stuff. This is real world stuff where Liz is harnessing the power of the real Google and YouTube search engines, and it's absolutely breathtaking. It's absolutely breathtaking. So get in there and show appreciation for Hurricane Liz, and let's do hashtag 1 million, just like Marion just did right there. Yeah, I'm really just blown away. And Liz is, again, just such a caring person. She just taking time out of her valuable day to come out here and share this method with you that combines so perfectly. This is her real world stuff. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm trying to get a special guest on right now. He's actually trying to come on the webinar, and we're getting him on TechWise. We're going to have him come on and speak out in a few minutes. But what I want to do right now is turn things over to Stephen Floyd. And Stephen is somebody who makes money a number of different ways. He has been, an SEO client consulting expert, just like Cotton is. He does e-commerce off of Amazon, different kinds of e-commerce. He does affiliate marketing. He wears many hats, and he's surprisingly masterful. By the way, hashtag millions are still pouring in, so we really appreciate that. It's a lot of fun. I say that Liz has a $1 billion smile, so that's 1,000 million. So I think that you're getting her at a huge discount. If you're getting her time for a hashtag million, you're getting it at a huge, generous discount. I think that that's very, very exciting. Okay, great. I really do appreciate people seeing it that way. Stephen, what I want to do is I want to turn things over to you. We're going to try to bring John on in a short bit here. So and he's let me know that he's trying to make it on. He'll be on for a limited time. But I want to, just with the caveat that when we have availability to him, I'd like to break in and bring him on. But I really want you to be able to take it away and just share with people what you want to know, want them to know.
Sounds good. You want me to go and grab it now?
Absolutely.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, could you please give me a 1 if you can read my screen and you can hear my voice clearly? Please give me a 1 if you can hear my voice and see my screen clearly. Okay, guys. First of all, I want to thank Fred for allowing me to be here today, allowing me to talk to you. Appreciate your time. We know that your time is valuable, and so I'm going to do my best to provide some value for you here. Now, one thing I want to make sure that you guys understand, and I am one of the coaches in OMG Machines, as Mike Long shared with you earlier. One thing I want to make sure that you guys know is that the training that we provide is going to be everything from entry level all the way up to really advanced. And so that's kind of how we're doing things with you as we show some of this. So if you're watching some of this training and you think, this is kind of over my head or I'm kind of not getting it, don't be concerned. Don't worry about that, because what's going to happen is anything that we teach you here, we're going to teach you step by step or with multiple training or things like that. Okay, so again, we're all different skill levels here. We all have different levels of experience in different things. So without further ado, Mike has been talking about a lot on the last webinar actually about harnessing lightning. And what we mean by harnessing lightning is that we're going to show you different ways to bring free traffic to properties that you own. So first I want to just explain what that means really simply. So for example, if you have a website and you sell products on it, if you harness the lightning, then you're going to be able to send visitors to your website to be able to sell your products. Okay, as an example, if you have an Amazon store, then you're going to be able to send people to that Amazon store. All right, if you sell a book on Kindle, we're going to teach you how to send traffic, to the Kindle store. Okay, so regardless of where you need traffic sent, that's what we're going to be teaching you. Okay, so on these lessons, basically, we're just going to show you a few. And what I have the pleasure of showing you today is going to be It's actually a couple of different techniques combined, but what they have to do with is one of my favorite things, which is Facebook traffic. All right, so why do we love Facebook traffic? Well, we love Facebook traffic because what I'm going to show you is free, so that's awesome. We love free traffic, of course. And one of the other great things about Facebook is that, you know, there's more people on Facebook than pretty much anywhere else, right? Pretty much everyone's on Facebook. So your size of audience and your amount of people that you can target for your marketing, your advertising is absolutely unlimited, okay? Pretty much everybody is on Facebook, all right? And so I am going to jump right in, I know that Mike said that we may get a little interruption, so if we do, don't worry. We'll just jump right back on, okay?
Actually, yeah. Actually, we did just get that one individual.
Oh, perfect. That's perfect timing.
Yeah, awesome. Perfect timing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this individual an organizer. John, just make sure not to end the webinar. We're only going to have John on here for a couple of minutes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen here for just a moment. This is going to take one moment. I want to pull up a little bit of a graphic. John, are you there? Can you hear my voice?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you great, John. Liz just wrapped up her presentation. She just showed people how she got started, how she built her brand, her Amazon business from scratch, facing foreclosure and so forth. Before you got on Amazon, where were you at? What was your job background?
Oh boy! Before I got into Amazon, I was scared shitless. That's where I was. Pardon my French. No, I had, my background was that I had a year prior to Amazon, I had a telecom business for 12 years, and it was a relatively successful business, was making a lot of money, and went out of business. The industry that I was in, technology kind of took over. It would be like being an 8-track cassette or pager business. It just, and I wasn't, I wasn't paying attention to the trends and wasn't prepared for it. And so it was pretty devastating financially, personally, mentally, confidence-wise. It was a difficult time, and so then I was forced to go out and get a job for a year, and I was doing some consulting, telecom consulting, when the Amazon thing came along. But, it was pretty scary times. Because it was something that I hadn't experienced in a very long time. And again, I was at a place where I was, I felt like I let my family down, I made some bad business decisions and put them in a very bad situation. It was like I said, it was not a good time. It was a very scary time. And then Amazon.
Yeah, now I pulled this just up on the screen right now. This is incredible. This is a screen capture you sent me. I pulled this off of my text messaging, and so text message string from us. It says last update 12/23/2015. Last 30 days of sales. This is just one of your Amazon accounts. $536,949.37. But here's the thing: that's amazing. It is amazing. But then I said, John, this is the message I said to him. John, do you have any idea how much you've donated to Wounded Warrior through your success on Amazon? John donates $1. He really is a pay-it-forward guy. He believes in the win-win-win. Not only just that he has success, that his customers have success, but also that he's giving to the world, giving to OMGers. He's incredible. He's inside of OMG with Liz. He's been on many of our coaching webinars, answering people's questions right from the heart. John, you donated over $30,000 to Wounded Warrior and St. Jude's Children's Hospital. It's really an extraordinary thing that you've been able to do now, that this kind of comeback that you've made, and the way that you've been generous inside of OMG. For someone, I really was hoping to get you on, but just so you guys know, John's not being compensated in any way for this. We just asked him if he would jump on just for a few minutes to share his valuable insight on things. Do you think that somebody today just getting started has a shot on Amazon with Liz's help and with your help and with what we have going on with OMG?
Oh my God, absolutely. And actually, I think they have a better shot Yeah, Liz and I had this conversation, and I've had the same conversation with some of my other friends that are in the business. I am so excited about 2016 because we've learned so much. I mean, I look back, and if I knew then what I knew now, there would be a lot of the products that I selected, I wouldn't select. Some of the decisions that I made, I wouldn't have done. I mean, I've just grown so much in this business, and I've learned so much. And again, Amazon is always constantly evolving and changing, that's one of the main reasons why it's important to be part of groups like this, so that you can kind of stay ahead of those changes. But to answer your question, absolutely, positively. I mean, in my opinion, this is the greatest opportunity in our generation. This is our generation's gold rush, and it's only getting better. Why? Because Amazon is growing. Amazon's not getting smaller. Amazon's not trending downward. Amazon's not going to get smaller. Amazon is expanding internationally and adding more and more countries. So the Amazon opportunity is only getting better. But you got to know what you're doing. You got to have a good system. You got to surround yourself with the right people, and that's what I did. And I was very blessed to have some very quick success in this business. And it was by, and a big reason was surrounding myself with the right people.
Yeah, I absolutely appreciate that. And I always like to take the time to thank you for coming in. The way that you've just been, so generously giving of your heart. I know this is your success has skyrocketed, and it's great to see, that someone who's paying it forward, having his success skyrocket upwards, and the way that you also pay it forward and help OMGers. You jump on with Liz and help people have so much success.
Trust me, Mike, I get more out of this than I'm giving. So I do appreciate you saying that. But just being part of OMG and being associated with folks like yourself and Cotton and Greg and Fletch and and of course Liz. Liz is one of my best friends. I love her like a sister. I mean that's. I mean I couldn't thank you enough. Just being around you guys and the stuff that you guys and the things that I've learned from you guys and the stuff that you guys have shared with me, it's been a big win for me. So, me taking a couple minutes out of my time, please, this is you can count on that anytime. I'm here for OMG because OMG's been here for me, and I always say to people, I don't care how much you know or how great you are, or what you have to offer me. If you're not a good person, I don't want to be around you. And that's one of the things that I love about OMG and the community and the guys like yourself, like I said, and Cotton and Liz, and just the quality and the character of the people. It's been a great blessing. It's been a really good blessing. So, I'm humbled that you would thank me, but you really don't need to.
Well, wonderful blessing having you on, John. John, thanks so much for joining us. Just when you exit the webinar, please take painstaking care to make sure you don't end the webinar. And folks, if something happens when John leaves and he ends the webinar accidentally, just go back to your join link and you'll be able to get right back on. But John, thank you so much. I really appreciate your valuable time coming on this webinar and speaking out and singing our praises.
Anything for you, brother. Thank you. Have a great night.
All right, God bless. All right. It's just fascinating what this, the combination of the power of what we've done with OMG and all the different ways that you can make money. You can harness Lightning on these search engines. You can harness it like on Amazon, like we're showing today, like with client consulting, which Cotton talked about a lot during the last event, like with affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketing is one of the main ways that I make my money today. But all these methods are there. They're all at their disposal for you. You don't have to even just pick one. You can pick any number of them. And so what I want to do is, without further ado, Stephen is going to pin back his ears and take you on a wild ride. You're going to learn a number of either free traffic or very, very cheap traffic methods that I think are really going to be exciting for you for moving forward. So Stephen, let's have you take it away.
All righty. Mike, it's one of those things. It's very humbling to have such an incredibly talented and caring group of individuals like John, Suzanne, willing to just come in here, just take time out of their evening and just come on and just share with us. It speaks to the community, and I'm just so proud to be involved. Guys, So, you know, again, just I want to be clear, give me a 1 if you can hear me and you can see me, because, boy, I don't want to talk for 30 minutes and nobody can hear me, and then everybody's just like, wow, this isn't great. All right, so it looks like we're good. All right, so, guys, again, where we're going to go back to is we're going to go back to Facebook, and we're going to talk about free traffic today on Facebook, okay? So before I teach you this lesson, I'm not a big hypey guy, and you know, if you get to know me, you'll know that about me. I don't like to hype things up or blow things out of proportion, but I will tell you that the method that I'm about to teach you is responsible for generating 6-figure income for multiple businesses, okay, for me personally. So again, just like Liz's method that she showed earlier, if you start to watch this and you know you're thinking, you know, this doesn't look so great, you know, I challenge you to wait till the end and don't judge it until it's done. I have one business in particular that, because of the type of business it is, it's actually in the tobacco niche. And because of that, there's lots of restrictions. For instance, you can't buy advertising in the tobacco niche. I'm not sure if you guys are aware of that. I wasn't before I, you know, opened an e-commerce store for it. But you can't buy pay-per-click ads, you can't buy all kinds of things. So I was forced to find a way to get traffic to this business, and darn it, I did. And I'm going to show you that method now. But this method I'm going to show you not only translates to that, but pretty much I can't think of a business model where driving Facebook traffic through what I'm about to show you doesn't work. Okay. So remember, when you want to get traffic to a business, to a website, to a web property, to an Amazon store, whatever it is, you want to have multiple ways to do that. You don't want to just put all your eggs in one basket. You want to have lots of ways to get traffic there. We showed you a couple of ways on webinar 1, and now I'm going to show you another method today on webinar 2. All right? So without further ado, I'm going to jump right into the method. So, all right. So again, everyone here, I'm sure, is familiar with, you know, how to do, you know, a basic Facebook business page, a basic Facebook post. And of course, if you're not familiar with that, then, you know, there's lots of good, you know, things that you could probably, you know, do YouTube videos and things. But I'm going to assume that everyone that's in this group understands how to make a basic Facebook page and what a post is. You know, you've been making posts all day in this group. It's simply, you know, making a new comment basically in the group. Okay, and so what I'm going to show you today is a couple of different methods that have a couple of different applications for them. Okay, so I'm going to kind of summarize them, and then I'm going to go into them into more detail. So if you're confused in the beginning, don't worry. It should be clear at the end. All right? And so, you know, again, everyone knows that they need to have a Facebook account. All businesses kind of have figured that out now. But they don't really understand how to use it. They don't really understand what it's for. They just know that if you're a business, you're supposed to have a Facebook page, right? Everybody kind of gets that, right? But they don't really know why they're supposed to have a Facebook page. All right? So how do we use Facebook pages, specifically posts, you know, to help our business to get traffic? Well, one of the questions or one of the problems that I'm going to address for you today is one of the most critical that you'll ever come across with Facebook marketing, whether it's paid or free traffic. Okay, and the question that I'm going to answer for you today, or the problem that I'm going to help you solve, is how in the heck do you get people to engage with you about things that are absolutely boring? Okay, so that's one of the things we're going to talk about today. So for example, let's say that you own a roofing company, and you know you're supposed to be on Facebook, and so you put up a Facebook page, and you know you put some things out there, and you know, but what exactly is interesting about roofing, right? So guys, do me a favor, in the Facebook group, give me a 1 if you think that you could come up with something interesting about roofing, you know, 2 or 3 times a week, pretty much forever. And give me a 2 if you think that may be challenging. All right? Give me a 2 in the Facebook group if you think it may be a little bit challenging to do that. All right, so couple of responses here. All right, so, but remember, you know, this is not just this, it's most contracting jobs, right? They're boring, okay? And the way that the Facebook traffic is going to be valuable for you is when people interact with it and they end up visiting your site through it, all right? So that's one of the main things that I'm going to teach you, and if you learn nothing else from my lesson today than this, then you should be able to take this knowledge and be able to make money with it and get some free traffic just from this one thing. All right? All right. So how do we do this? Okay, so I'm going to answer the question a couple of different ways. And let me make this a little tiny bit bigger. All right, so one of the ways that we're going to do this is we are going to help support a charity, okay? And so let me explain, why that's good, how that's good, all right? So my clients, and as Michael mentioned, I am a client SEO, and what that simply means is that local businesses, let's say that roofer, he'd like to have more leads for his business, so he pays me, and I will make it where when someone goes to Google and they type in, roofer, find a roofer, that my client's website is at the very top of page 1, all right? And because it's on the very top of page 1, my client is going to get lots of new leads for his business, okay? And so, that part we can handle. But Facebook, what on earth am I going to talk about on Facebook about a roofer? So here's what I do with almost 100% of my clients. What I will do is I will have them find a charity that they support, and then we are going to use the charity's content, okay, which is interesting and engaging and never-ending, as the content that is going to provide the value so that our members will interact with us, all right? And again, I'm going to show you some examples and kind of go into it more later, but I'm still kind of going over the methods, all right? So another thing that I'm going to show you, which is extremely powerful, is about how to do Facebook contests and how easy they are. And then the last thing we're going to talk about is simply a method called link bank, all right? And each of these things, you're going to use all of these tools, or maybe just one, or maybe just two, depending on your client. But all three of these things can bring you in some kind of crazy traffic, okay? And I'm going to show you some examples of those really, really soon, all right? So going back to the charity method specifically, this is a very simple process, okay? You can see it on my screen, but basically what you're going to do is you, of course, are going to legitimately make a donation, a one-time or an ongoing donation to a local charity, all right? And then you are going to have a page on your website, if it's a client site, that says, charities or who we support, right? You've seen these on websites. And then what you're going to do is, when you make posts on Facebook from your roofing company's website, let's just say, what you're going to mainly talk about is what's going on with your charity. And so people who like your charity, people who support just the cause in general, are going to find this information engaging, and they are going to interact with it, and they are going to share it, and they are going to visit your website, okay? But I'm going to go more into that here in just a couple of minutes, all right? So method 2 has to do with contests, and this is, when I show you how easy this is, I think it's going to surprise you. But basically, in a nutshell, you're going to create an image that encourages people to interact in order to win a prize. And those prizes can be real prizes, things that are physical that you can ship to them, or they could be virtual prizes. Okay? And again, we're going to go over that in a minute. So I promised you that I was going to show you a couple of methods, and I promised you that I was going to show you kind of how to flood yourself with some real Facebook traffic. All right, so now I'm going to go to the section where I kind of show you some of kind of what you can achieve if you use these methods. Okay, so if anybody wants to see these in here, guys, give me a 3 in the group if this is interesting and you're like, yeah, I'd like to kind of see this. After we get a few, then we'll kind of move forward. The thing is, this is a valuable method. I got to tell you, it's extremely valuable. And again, like I said, I've fueled 6-figure businesses with this. So, I'd like to see that somebody's kind of interested, in what we've got going on. So, all right, we've got a few here. We've got well over 100 here, and I think I see only maybe 6 or 7. So, I guess only a few people. Maybe I could just send this method out, maybe just privately through PM to a couple people who are interested. maybe they're, well, okay, there it is. All right, so the screen is refreshing. All right, so I see it coming in now. All right, so what I want to do next is I want to show you an example. And I mentioned that I was in the tobacco niche earlier, okay? So guys, I'm going to make my screen a little bit bigger. But what this is a contest, okay? And guys, let me get this here. Mike, can you read this part clearly, the win me part? Does that show up okay for you? Or Liz?
It shows up okay for me. So keep
Okay,
going.
Fred, thank you. Thanks,
No
Fred.
problem.
All right, great. So I just want to make sure you guys could see it. It's kind of hard to tell like what the scale is. But what they've done here, what we've done here is we've created an image, and we have simply encouraged people to like, share, and post this image in order to win this mod, basically, which is worth $50, something like that. Okay. But what I want to show you here is if you look over here to the side, and I'm going to blow it up just a little tiny bit here. Fred, can you please tell me how many shares you see here?
749 shares.
749 shares. Okay, and 342 comments, correct? You see those?
Yep, I see
Okay,
that.
perfect. Thanks, Fred. Guys, do you understand that when someone shares this, that now basically whoever they shared it, whoever sees the share, right, is a potential now new person for this group, right? You guys give me a 1 if you understand that. So now there's 350 more people who have posted to their entire group, which makes it so the number of people that can be added to your group is almost an infinite number. Okay, based on just that one little post. Okay, so this one was pretty good. All right, this one was pretty good. These are stock. These didn't actually cost anything. It was inventory, and part of doing business is giving away things if you have a supply. So technically, it didn't really cost us anything. But let me go to another one here. All right, now this one I really liked, and this is not mine, by the way. This is just one that I just randomly grabbed. Okay. But again, share this post, like this page, and fill out the Google Doc. So we're actually building a list here, right? Potentially, or we could be collecting all kinds of information from this doc. But again, what I want to show you is 550 shares, 200 comments, okay? And so again, this this was basically like like for a non-real prize, like a virtual type prize, okay? So this literally like cost them $0, okay? So far, hopefully, a couple of these, you've seen this. And again, one thing I want to make sure that you're absolutely clear about, when someone is sharing something, and if I shared something on my wall, anyone who sees it on my wall is someone now potentially who could end up in this group here, okay? So let me show you what this looks like on a slightly larger scale. This was a great contest that we did for, this is a local business, for healthy foods, like organic foods, all right? And again, right here, it says what they're giving away is a $100 value, okay? So, that means like $20 probably is what the cost is, right? As far as how business goes with markups. But what I want to show you here, and here, it has the rules. You have to like, share, and tag a friend. Okay, and I want you to look at this because I don't think you can see this, but I want you to see how targeted this can be. Okay, all you have to do to enter our giveaway is like and share this post and tag a friend in a comment that lives outside of London but still within Ontario. Tag multiple friends for more chances. And again, guys, I'm not sure how familiar you are with kind of what I'm telling you right now, but look at the laser targeting of this. They're having a specific geographic area here, and when you tag people, of course, they're going to come look at this. Guys, again, give me a 2 if you understand what tagging is, and like you pretty much, if you get tagged in something, you're going to go look at it 100% of the time, right? Give me a 2. I know I'm going to see some 2s on there. I know that everyone that's listening to this, if you get tagged, you're going to go look at it, right? You just are. I think that's just pretty much a global thing. Okay. All right, so this was, again, this was a pretty good example, but what I want to show you is that you can use this contest method, and you can be creative with this across any kind of niche pretty much, okay? So I've shown you, a couple of different things with this, so a couple of different ways, all right? All right, and so now I'm going to move on. Sorry about that, I don't know why that was so big. All right, so now I'm going to show you, so that was contest, but now I'm going to show you the link bait or the clickbait method, okay? And there's a lot of ways to do this, but I'm going to show you a very specific way, okay? And what we're going to do basically is we're just going to create content that encourages interaction. And the three types I'm going to show you today are religion, politics, and support, okay? Religion, politics, and support. So guys, let me show you what I'm talking about. Guys, give me a 1 if you've seen an image like this before. Give me a 2 if you never have. Give me a 1 if you've seen an image like this, and give me a 2 if you never have. If you're with Jesus, type yes. And a picture of Jesus. All right, I'm looking. Okay. This is a religious clickbait, okay? But what I want you to see here, Fred, do me a favor again if you wouldn't mind. Can you read to me the numbers right here on the likes and comments?
That's crazy. 752,000 likes and 351,000 comments. That is insane. I've never seen something like this before in my life.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it, Fred. And so, is there any doubt in anyone watching this mind that that this post, which was free, again, this was free. This wasn't a contest, where we even gave away something. This was simply that this is going to get attention, okay? And let me explain to you what's happening. Now, I don't know this gentleman here, Alvin Espinal. He just might really love Jesus, and if he does, that's wonderful. But I would bet you that Alvin is a smart businessman, and Alvin knows that putting up a picture like this is going to cause an absolute windstorm of activity with the accounts, okay? So I want you to start thinking about this. Remember, when you have content that is shared and liked and things like that, it's going to grow your group. It's going to grow the amount of access you have, the reach you have, and the ability to sell people, okay? So I want you to think in your mind, hopefully, and I'm not going to kill you to death with 1s and 2s, guys, but give me a 3 if your mind is turning right now. Give me a 3 if your mind is turning right now and you're starting to understand some potential ways to kind of use, especially this one thing that I'm talking about. I can tell you what, I only saw 1. Let me go to the next one. I think this may help too. All right, so if you live in the United States, the current president, his name is Barack Obama, all right, and right here it says a new poll finds 67% of Americans do not trust Obama. Share if you were one of the 67%. All right, so right off the bat, you automatically are going to get like half the people, right? Because in the United States at least, there's typically two-party system. There's typically either like the president or you don't, right? So you know that you're going to get a good amount of interaction on this, okay? And again, what I'm telling you is the conservative news here, they don't care whether or not you trust Obama. What they're doing is getting you to share this so they can extend their reach, so they can sell more products. And I'm not going to do it, but if you go here, look where that traffic is going. Look where that traffic is going. Liz, can you read that on the screen? Let me look here. Do you see where that's going?
Yeah, we can see that.
It's going to a video. And look here. We have 11,786 shares on this. 11,786 shares on this. So again, what did this cost? Absolutely nothing. What did it do? It sent an absolute tidal wave of traffic to wherever they want here, right? This happened to be a video. But what else could it be?
And so Stephen, when and I'm here with Liz. Liz is watching with me right next to me.
Oh yeah.
When people are, we're linking to right here to this video. These are like almost like inbound links coming to our video. So this is almost a way. Like, what are the Google implications?
Oh my gosh. This is, as far as wherever this traffic is going, you're going to be on Google's favorite list, because what it's going to do, Google loves Facebook so much, it knows how important it is so much that it actually has specific metrics to track it inside of your Google Analytics account, which is basically just the way that Google tracks all of the traffic if it's to websites. So it has specific ones just for Facebook because it's so important. So this is what we would call referral traffic, and it doesn't get much better. I mean, this is, what it's going to tell Google is that there's just a ton of people on Facebook that absolutely love wherever you're sending this traffic. And make no mistake, Google is going to pay attention to that. And when people start going there, if they start clicking on that video and start watching and stuff, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. It's a thunderstorm.
And this is, again, we're just trying to help you guys connect the dots here. And I'm not going to pull up that because I don't want to break the flow of Stephen's thing. But Liz, one of the things that you do is you'll take these videos and you can put them on steroids. You can just run traffic to the videos, and that makes them even all the more powerful, which then, you can run them to your Amazon listings, for clients you've done it for affiliate.
Right, absolutely. So running traffic to videos is really a phenomenal tactic that I use to kind of like turbocharge my business.
Absolutely.
All right, Stephen, I just kind of want to point that out because what we're getting into, we started with a base building block in the first webinar, and we're building on that. So we can take our Wirecast videos, and we showed, Liz's method. Now Stephen's just showing yet another method. This really puts things on steroids. I just think this is so fantastic. Give me a hashtag Stephen. Give me a hashtag Stephen if you're just as fired up as I am. This is just such powerful stuff that he's sharing just out of the goodness of his heart. Hashtag Stephen.
Thanks, Mike. I tell you what, I just love this because, again, what we showed in the first method, in the first video, the first webinar, we showed how to, really accelerate that video ranking to where you can get traffic from Google and from YouTube. And now what I'm showing you is yet another way to get traffic to that video. I mean, and it's just, and these are three. We've got, I don't know how many inside, 100. I mean, it may be more, but these are just three ways.
It's just so powerful. Because I hope people are seeing like give me a hashtag stacking. Give me a hashtag stacking if you're starting to see how all these things can work together and can combine very powerfully. Hashtag stacking, okay? Because that, Stephen, just not to get overly philosophical, but the name of the game in the web, with these, harnessing lightning, is it's like, what is a lightning bolt, right? It's a confluence of events that just sends all this electricity all together, and then you just have this explosion. Then you just have this explosion of power, and you're really showing just, with yet another building block right here that people are getting. It's just so powerful. I think that people love it. Anyways, please go ahead, Steve.
Well, yeah, and and again, I don't want to confuse anybody for sure, but again, so if we had this video that we've put up, it's on Google now, so it's getting Google traffic. It's on YouTube, so it's getting YouTube traffic. If you use this method, it's now getting Facebook traffic. You can actually put that video on Facebook itself, right, and get direct Facebook traffic directly to the video, like exactly to the video. And then all of these other, methods just kind of funnel into each other. So it's, because on your video, you could have links back to your Facebook page or to your website. So it's crazy how all of these things stack and how they interlink and how they make each other more powerful and more effective. So I'm almost through. So
and on their own, they're powerful. So that's the crazy thing. Each of these techniques on their own are so powerful, but then, like we're saying with stacking, they really come together. Anyways, I won't interrupt you again, but all the hashtag stackings are flying, and I think that people are starting to see why Stephen is so beloved inside of OMG.
Good. Well, Mike, I appreciate that. And guys, one of the things I want you to understand, and this is true of all the coaches, we don't teach things that we don't do ever. okay? That's just not something that we do. And so, you know, I'm showing you this method, and this method, again, has made me a bunch of money, and it's also made me a bunch of very happy clients, you know, again, which is the primary way I make money. And so, and the wonderful thing about it is, you know, is that it doesn't matter if I show it to you, if you go out and you absolutely execute, because there's so much business available, there's so much work, there's so many ways to make money doing this that it doesn't matter. Liz can tell me all of her secrets, and I can still go and make a ton of money on Amazon, and she doesn't care because it doesn't affect her business at all. There's so much out there for everyone that every single member of iPro, right, could be a multi-millionaire many times over and never touch another member, not even close. So, you know, that's one of the wonderful things about what we do is that we don't feel like worried or scared, you know, to share, you know, our stuff, because we know that there's always enough to go around. And so let me go through. I just wanted to show you, you know, because I said there was 3 before. Here's an example of a kind of a support / a military one. Okay, so again, this is supporting some, you know, 100,000 shares, right, for 2 Navy SEALs. So again, this again is clickbait or link bait. Okay, this is not, you know, I shouldn't say that, but they probably don't care about the Navy SEALs. They want to get people to visit their page, which gets people to visit their website. Okay, and then last one. Boy, I tell you what, if you're in the USA and you're on Facebook, I know you've seen these. I know you've seen these. I love my wonderful parents. I love my wonderful wife. If you love your children, share. If your husband is awesome, click like, right? And again, what I want you to see, here's what I hope for you. And I don't want you to take this in a negative way, but what I really hope for you, everyone listening, is to me it's almost like the Matrix, okay? So before this webinar, you may have scrolled through and seen this little thing and thought, oh, this guy really loves his wife. Oh, they really care about Navy SEALs. Oh, they really care about their political system. Oh, they love Jesus. And they may do all those things. But now that the veil has been lifted back a little bit, I want you to understand that a good percentage of these are actually a very intentional business marketing method that you can absolutely wield just like everyone else is doing. But here's the thing. This is not common knowledge. This is not something, you know, that everybody knows. You know, I don't want to take a poll, but I'd be shocked if more than a couple of people on the webinar understood this before this training. So now that you know this, I want you to be able to think anything that you want to promote. If you think of all the possibilities here, there's not a business that exists or a product that exists that you cannot promote with this method. Okay, there just isn't. It doesn't exist. No matter what you're doing, this method will work. Now, Mike, we're coming up on, I guess, about 8:45 my time. Do you want me to go ahead and finish out my part? I have another section I could show them, or we could do that on another webinar. It's up to you.
Oh, let's see.
It could be a whole lesson all by itself, but I actually can teach it in about 3 minutes.
In about 3 minutes. Let's do the 3-minute version. We can expand upon it next time.
All right.
I think that people are going to really. I actually really do want people to get this. I know we kind of promised to try to keep this to the 2 hours, but boy, this is just too good to hold back on. So please go ahead.
All right, sounds good. So I'm gonna go ahead and, since we're gonna do this, let me just do this here real fast, and I'm gonna put that right there. We're gonna call it picture 1. Okay, so guys, I have showed you all these kind of different methods to get some free traffic from Facebook, and I told you how easy it was, but I didn't show you how to do it. So guys, give me a 3 if you want me to show you how to come up with these awesome images here, because I'll tell you what the options are. You could pay for these. Okay, there's stock photo that costs anywhere from $1 to $20 each for stock photo. You could go out and use a camera and take them yourself, right? Upload them. You could, there's various places that you can buy them, right? But you want to make sure that you're kind of doing things the right way, and so. Let me see. All right, we got some 3s here. All right. So, all right. Yeah, I think. All right. Let's go ahead and do this. All right. So I'm going to show you something again, because what we're doing tonight is free, right? That's what we're doing tonight. We're doing free tonight. So I am going to go, and this would be a time, guys, to if you got your notepad, you're going to go ahead and have it ready. And I'm going to go to a website called Canva, Canva.com. Canva.com. All right. And what Canva does is it allows you to very quickly and easily create these things. And I'm going to show you how quick and easy it is. So first of all, I'm already logged in because I have a free Canva account, but you can get one too, and you can log in directly through Facebook. I'm going to choose a Facebook post here. All right. And there's all kinds of, you'll see over here, there's images that are free and there's images that cost money. But just to show you how easy this is, you know, I'm going to go ahead and use one that's free. Okay, so I'm just going to choose this one. It could be any, guys. This is just, I'm just doing this on the fly. So now I have this image here, all right? And let's say that we were going to do like the first method. All right, I'm going to click this text button over here. I'm going to click add a heading, all right? And now I'm going to click, let's see. All right, so what is this? Oh, it's with love from the, have a spectacular 2000, okay, so it's a New Year's thing. All right, so I'm going to say if 2016 will be your best year, all right, and I'm going to end that there, and then I'm going to add a subheading. All right, click in here. Click like. All right. And I'm just going to drag. Notice how easily I drag this up here. Okay. All right. And I didn't do that great. So let's click that here and just take that out. Sorry. It's just point and click. I just didn't do it right. And I don't want to put sub. So click like. Okay. I didn't time myself. Oh, and I'm sorry. If you want to share it, you hit the share button. Boom. Post. I didn't start a timer, but I think that was about maybe 45 seconds to a minute. Done. Okay, and you can do these over and over and over and over and over and over. You can use these or you can upload your own images. Okay, but what I wanted to show you was there's basically a never-ending supply of these. So this method, you know, you can use these for contests. You can use these for all the different things that I've just showed you, and it's absolutely free. And that's it, Mike. That's how quick and easy that was.
You know, I think that this has been just such a wonderful and terrific event. And you know, if you've really enjoyed meeting Stephen and meeting Liz, please type into your Facebook group. You know, thank you, Liz. You know, thank you, Stephen. You know, they've come on tonight. You know, the goodness of their hearts, sharing with you. I think it's been. Oh yeah, Ted says super relevant. Absolutely. So hashtag thanks, Stephen, and hashtag thanks, Liz. And you know, we've taught you several lessons here. Every single one of them is a silver bullet. Every single one of them is a silver bullet. Give me a hashtag silver bullet. Hashtag silver bullet, because these silver bullets, you know, OMG is just loaded with these. Just loaded with these. Now, I asked you at the beginning of the event. For those of you who were on the first event, saw the instant wirecast method that we talked about. Give me a hashtag 1000 if you just genuinely think that or one of the methods that you learned, at least one of the methods that you learned on this event, was worth $1,000. Because I'll tell you, these guys are using this to make $50,000 a month, $100,000 a month, $200,000 a month, all the way up to where Cotton is making $20,000 per day. That's per day, $20,000 per day. Doctors work, I mean, it's just such an unbelievable number, but doctors work 14 years. Actually, I had to go to the doctor this week, and I met one. She had gone to school for 13 years. She got a year ahead, so she was able to get out 1 year early. And then after that, she had to do a residency. And she said, you know what? She said it wasn't worth it. She said if I could do it again, I wouldn't do it again. But you know what? That's a dream job in America. That's literally a dream job in America, to be a doctor and to make $20,000 per month. You know, we've got Cotton here is doing that every single day. Liz makes just an absolute ton of money, makes many times what a doctor makes. Stephen makes many times what a doctor makes, okay? This is very, very powerful stuff, but the way we do it is we harness these silver bullets. So if you just get that each of these lessons that you got, especially once you get in the context of this wonderful Facebook group that we've created for you, is worth $1,000, then give me a hashtag 1,000. Even if you've already done it before, do it again. Kind of affirm that it's worth $1,000. This is, I'm doing this actually for your good, not just to pump you up or get you excited or whatever. I know it is exciting, but really this is for your benefit, because that Wirecast method that we taught during the first event, Liz, I asked you if you'd made over $250,000. You showed us how you made $1 million with it. You made $1 million with that method. This arbitrage, the ATM phone method, you've made over $1 million with it. It's just absolutely unbelievable. We have a friend who's got their start on Amazon doing it, where they're making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. We showed Typhus $100,000 last month. Both of those methods, the Wirecast method and your ATM phone method, easily worth $1,000.
Right, absolutely, Mike. I just showed that very one technique that alone will turn your phone into a personal ATM. And the other night ago, you were introduced to the other Wirecast techniques by Joe Marfolio. In addition to myself making that much money using that technique, I'm not the only one that did it. Joe Marfolio did it. I'm pretty sure if you ask Steven, he's done it. In fact, you've actually done some video as well, Mike, for some money as well. So it is such a simple method. Anybody can do it. We just showed you those two methods, the personal phone, ATM machine, and then the Wirecast method. And then Steven went even a step further and showed you his very own technique that he uses. And again, that's the thing about OMG. We show things that we are actually executing in real life. We are actually physically making money by using these techniques. And there's no reason why anyone out there can't do the exact same thing just from the actual free content that we've given you in the past couple nights.
And this is back to the wall stuff. Liz had her back to the wall when she was getting started. You met John Gill, who came on earlier. He had his back to the wall when he was getting started. I had my back to the wall when I was getting started. I know what it's like. I know what it's like to have to borrow money to pay the rent. It doesn't make me really happy to say that. I know what it's like to get foreclosed on. Liz almost got foreclosed on. I did get foreclosed on. It was not like a proud day of my life. I wasn't like doing a happy dance. Okay, I wish that hadn't happened. It sucks, but these are the cards that we've been dealt. Like, what do we do from there? And I'll tell you what, if you really want to make money online, you need an overwhelming advantage. Now, if you go into a place where they have not one of these techniques that we show you that's worth $1,000, as an overwhelming method, but if they have 100 of them, then that would be worth $100,000, especially if they have the community and the help and the training to help you with that. Give me a hashtag $100,000 if at this point you're convinced that OMG is worth $100,000. You have these unbelievable, incredible, caring coaches, Liz, Steven, you met Cotton, Fletch, Joe, Greg Morrison, and there they are. It's not just showing you these silver bullet methods. Not only do we have 100 of these methods, and you see how they stack together. Remember, we did the hashtag stacking. They actually really combine to be much, much more powerful altogether. It's just absolutely incredible. And by the way, if not, then what's it worth? $10? $50? Like what's it worth? Are you going to say to somebody, hey Liz, I know you made $1 million on Amazon. Can you imagine pitching this to her at Starbucks? Walking up to her, like maybe you had the good fortune to walk up. Liz is such a caring person. She ran down to Starbucks and picked me up a coffee before this event began. She actually went over to the bakery and grabbed us some food. Can you imagine if you were lucky enough to rub elbows with her, saying, yeah, hey Liz, I know you made over $1 million in 1 month on Amazon, but I would like to help. I would like to get your help. I would like to ask questions like Helen just asked her. I would like to, pick your brain and get you to answer my questions and so forth. And by the way, I think that your help is worth $50, Liz. That's what I think it's worth. Do you think that Liz would be likely to really want to help you if you felt like her help was worth $50 or even $100? Basically, you either feel like Liz's help is worth $100,000 or you basically feel like it's worth nothing. Same thing with Steven. So I'm just curious to see who stands up and who's counted and who's just going to in public say that that Liz and Stephen, that their time, that their valuable time, to where they've helped dozens of people hit 6 figures per month, they've helped hundreds of people hit 5 figures per month. Stand up and be counted, and we'll see who you are. I mean, and we're real people here. We're sitting here watching you. So let's see what you think. And you know what? If you want to be a bit of a smart aleck or something and type in $50 or $25, just let us know. We're not going to go home and cry. We're going to go out one way or the other. We've been in the dark places. I've been in a place where I've been foreclosed on. I've been in a place where I couldn't pay the rent, where I had to borrow money from friends or family to even pay the rent. So I know what that's like, and that's a very difficult place. So let's share my screen. Let's see who.
Sorry to interrupt you. Can you still see my screen?
I don't know if I can, but I'm about to switch it over to my screen.
Can you?
I want to take a look at it
real quick, because I wanted to give everybody. I know that we've got tons more stuff to show, but sure. I wanted to give everybody an example of what pretty much an everyday thing looks like. Mm-hmm. And there's a guys, give me a 1 if you can still see my screen, because I'm pretty sure you can.
I can see it right now. Yep, it says, so after 12 days of putting my shopping skills to the test, I've made $1,450 profit so far. Thank you, Elizabeth Herrera, Susan McDowell, and crew for the amazing training, inspiration, and guidance. I should have gone down this road much sooner. My love of shopping and making money. I think so. Well,
that's today. It's an everyday occurrence. And that's exactly what she showed you today was Profit Bandit. This is an actual OMG member. This is not, a doctored or whatever. This is like an everyday occurrence though in the group is what I want everybody to know. It's just crazy,
It absolutely is. Okay, so we saw. Let's just see who said 100,000. I'm just very curious how I said it, and let's see. It looks like Tim said it, and Brian's still I think on the 1,000. Let's see. Tio says 100,000. We appreciate you, Tio. Helen says, oh, wow, Helen added an extra 0. She said 1 million. Good for you, Helen. Actually, that might even be more than 1 million. She might have said 10 million. No, I think that's 1 million. That's 1 million. That's great. Fran says 100K. Who else is going to stand up and be counted? And I got to tell you, this is for your own good, because people who come into OMG, they all come in. We can basically have a requirement. You really shouldn't come inside if you don't feel like each of our player coaches, if you don't feel like their precious time is worth on it. Now, OMG doesn't cost anywhere near $100,000 to join it, but if you don't feel like their precious time that could be spent doing anything else is worth $100,000, then just express that, because that's where you're at. You could just say $50 or $25 or 35 cents. You can say whatever you want to say. Or you can stand up, be counted, and really cheer these people on, because I think these people are heroes. Like like in the 1980s, you'd have all these great movies. People like Rambo and the Schwarzenegger movies. Where people go out there, Stallone movies, and really just be a hero. I mean, what would you want out of a person who just goes out there and just has this extraordinary success to where Steven's making just a ton of money. He's making many, many times what a doctor makes, and then he turns right around and comes on a webinar like this right now, even in front of people, and just shares techniques over his shoulder, step by step, exactly how he does it, and starts helping you understand how to do it. I'm just curious, and we've actually at this point had a lot of people stand up and be counted, and I'll just tell you this: if you don't value information, you won't use it. You won't use it. It just, somebody who buys a $50 book or a $20 book or whatever, just very, 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 very rarely turns that into success. And it could have great instructions inside of it, but if you don't know to value it, then you're not going to go anywhere. And this is one of the secrets inside of OMG. OMG is based on the law of attraction, and the law of attraction, stated another way, is like attracts like. So transparency, it attracts transparency. Caring attracts caring. Courage attracts courage. Specifics and specificity attracts specificity. If you want somebody to get specific, you can't be vague with them, right? If you say, well, just tell me something, a person's not going to burst out and tell you very specific, step-by-step, detailed instructions on what to do. All right, that's just the way it works. It's the law of attraction. It's the law of laws. And I'll tell you something. One of the things that OMG is based on is we actually really carefully check people at the door before they come in, and we make sure that they're the kind of people that I want to have in front of our incredible player coaches. I mean, these people are so courageous. They go out there, they have incredible success, and then they just have this coach's heart and this coach's mentality where they want to pay it forward and help other people have incredible, incredible success. And that makes me very proud to be a part of them. But, you know, commitment attracts commitment. That's another thing. Commitment attracts commitment. I don't really want people in front of our player coaches who aren't ready to be committed. Give me a hashtag committed if you feel like you ought to be, you know, right in there every week with Liz, being able to ask her questions, you know, have her guide you through the navigation points, you know, the forks in the road, help you avoid those blind alleys that can get you stuck, you know, help show you the invisible straight to the top pathways. To have Stephen do that for you, it's incredible. To have Cotton do that for you, Greg Morrison, Fletch. You know, we have 6 player coaches all making between $50,000 per month and $20,000 per day. This is just absolutely unbelievable. But, you know, you really have to be a committed person to do that. I'll tell you one of the things we do. We don't even offer refunds at OMG, and I'll tell you why. Because I don't want wishy-washy people in front of Liz. I don't want, oh, that's awesome. Tia says, I feel like Rocky Balboa. Thank you. That's great. You should feel fired up right now. You should feel like you're ready to run through a brick wall. Look at what you've seen. Look at what you've seen. Look at what we provided for you in this, you know, OMG iPro Academy Facebook group, the community. This is an ongoing workshop community. It's closed door, and we've got it right here for you right now. So this is the kind of thing that we do at OMG. We built it in a different way because each of us had our backs to the wall, and we know what it's like. We know what it's like to also have people around us who aren't committed, who drag the energy down, who they're just moving in a different direction. They just want to watch TV, like Liz said. They want to watch Game of Thrones. They want to watch, you know, whatever it is. They just, you know, I can't even name TV shows, so I don't watch them. I don't watch them. I focus on success. And you know, if TV shows are more important to you than success, I mean, I don't believe that there's probably anybody here right now who thinks that way, but I thought I would share that. Now, for those of you, and only for those of you who typed in 100,000, I'm going to share something with you. You know, if you didn't type in 100,000, it's probably not appropriate. At this point, it's a great time. You can, you know, just check something out, or just kind of go back and take a deep breath and think about, you know, where you want to go with things and what you want to do with things. But really, this is something, of course, I can't stop anybody from looking at this. But generally, if you didn't, or if you don't now type in 100,000, then generally you shouldn't look at this. I'm going to take you to a special page that Fred has set up for you, omgfred.com, and I'll pull this page up for you. Those of you who typed in 100,000, this is a great place for you to go right now. So type in omgfred.com. Those of you who are committed and typed in 100,000, who see Liz's valuable time is worth $100,000 if she were to coach you, and you'll create an incredible members area for you. You'll really have your back, be on coaching sessions with you every week with Stephen, with Cotton, with Greg, with Joe Marfolio. This is Bob Proctor giving his #1 top all-time recommendation for OMG. He was on a webinar with us last night, just shouting from the rooftops. Any number of times, Bob Proctor has talked about how proud and how successful OMG is. This is OMG Live Nashville. And what happened is Cotton asked everybody in the audience to raise their hands if and only if they made their trip to OMG Live Nashville in the $4,000 range, probably $4,000 on average range. This is a sold-out room of over 200 people. There's a couple chairs up front that Cotton was asking this at the beginning of the event, so some of these people who are staying in the back hadn't taken their seats yet. And he asked the people in the audience to raise their hands if and only if they made their trip out to OMG Live Nashville with profits from OMG. This is what happened. This is what happened. So Cotton asked them to raise their hands if and only if they made their trip out to OMG Live Nashville with profits from OMG. And that is the OMG way. I don't know if it's 90%, 95%, 89%, but obviously it's an extraordinary number of people. That's at omgfred.com. And what we have here is an open letter to everybody who secretly suspects or even knows in their heart that you need an unfair advantage if you really want to make money online. Now, this is a letter that we've written to you. This is Alex drives a Lamborghini at this stage in the game, over $100,000 a month. We appreciate him. What you get when you join OMG is you start with an immediate advantage because all of our training up front is straight from people like Liz and Stephen, who are currently having massive success and showing you just how they're doing it. You'll learn from the best of the best to harness the search engines to get free traffic, which will serve as your foundation. Then you're going to learn how to monetize your free traffic ability. You can do one or all of the following: Amazon e-commerce, client consulting, or your own products, or affiliate marketing. Now, our training includes step-by-step and also demonstration of actual websites and product listings, and also discussion. We have a lot of training at this point, but you don't need to master all or even most of it in order to create or increase your income. Our training is all by people who are currently doing exactly what they're training about and having massive success. You're also going to get an ongoing advantage, ongoing updates and additional training, incredible and exclusive resources, additional demonstration and consulting, live Q&A discussions, office hours webinars with our coaches who are all at or well and above $50,000 per month level with our own outside of OMG duplicatable online businesses. Our coaches are also in sync with each other and doing their own versions of the same basic formula, free traffic plus monetization. You're going to have options, but it all forms a coherent and integrated whole. This ongoing advantage continues throughout 2016, and on top of that, you get a permanent advantage because you get permanent access to your training and members area, and you're going to be permanent members of our exclusive, vibrant, and positive professional Facebook groups and subgroups. As an OMGer, you're on a permanent inside track to success online, and you're permanently surrounded, encouraged, and helped by others, by hundreds of others having similar success. Now, here I go into how it all happened. When I was getting started, I did have my back to the wall. I just wanted somebody to show me over their shoulder the reality of how they were having success. I bought products, I went to coaching sessions, I paid for coaching, and I went to seminars. And what I could never find is somebody to actually show me their reality business over their shoulder step by step. So what I did was I used my skills. I'm a fairly popular person. When I was in high school and stuff like that, I was the kind of person who could throw a good party and get people all to come together. I wasn't like a bully or anything like that. And I used those skills to get together a few people who actually were having success. And I got to see over their shoulder how they did it. I got to ask them questions and be a part of a community. And I had immediate and incredible success. I made millions. And the thing is that magic, that lightning in a bottle, we wanted to have it for you. And I will always be forever grateful to those individuals who took, let me come into their homes, let me watch over their shoulder, let me ask them questions, let me be close to them. I still to this day value them as if it was a $100,000 coaching program. It's just extremely, extremely valuable to me. All right, that's what we built OMG based on. And by the way, we have a culture of people who are committed. I asked a similar question. This is on a webinar with our members. If they felt like OMG is worth $100,000, and it just goes on and on and on. These are members. These are members who are inside every day, and they're just blown away by the value that they have. This is after OMG Live. Did you get $100,000 worth of information out of OMG Live 2015? Cotton posted this. These are all attendees from OMG Live. Again, $100,000. Now, OMG doesn't cost anywhere near that, but it gives you a sense of what's going on inside. Abby Hunjo, $18,000 in August. Fletch, before, after. Fletch sold his truck to get inside of OMG. You bet your bottom dollar, Fletch feels like it's worth $100,000, especially since he now makes over $1 million a year. Tim, I was just hanging out with Tim. Actually, I left. Me and Liz were just hanging out with Tim. Tim has a Ferrari now. Okay, you think he thinks it's worth $100,000? Cotton, $1.3 million in less than a year. You think Cotton feels like it's worth $100,000? I want to welcome you to OMG No Holds Barred 2016 Project Assimilation. I'm so proud because everyone who's watching this letter right now, with my permission, has valued my dear friends and my incredible business partners, Liz and Stephen, has honored them by saying OMG is worth $100,000. I believe it. I'm with it. Maybe you watched the previous session, or maybe you're meeting us for the first time. Now, the detailed rundown on what you get inside of it is spelled out right here, and you can go through all of these details, and that's wonderful. If you haven't already added yourself to the OMG Way News and Updates, make sure to do it right here. And, the whole thing is, OMG, it doesn't cost $300,000 and 14 years like a doctor's education. And I'll tell you this right now, I'm a multimillionaire, okay? I'm a multimillionaire. Would you want to trade places with me financially? I want to flip back to the Facebook group. Type yes, I'm a multimillionaire, I'm 41 years old. Would you financially want to trade places with me? I'll just put a question mark right here. would you want to trade places with me? You're just type in yes or just type in no. I'm a multimillionaire. Okay, I make millions of dollars a year. I drive a Lamborghini, all that stuff. Would you see? Even that doesn't count. You're filthy, singing rich. Would anybody? And if not, I just genuinely want to know. Let's just see. I will filibuster. I'm waiting for a yes or a no from somebody. Let's see. Fran, you would? See if anybody else would. Run, who you would trade places with me? Okay. Tim would. Helen would. All right. Anybody else? Nicholas would. All right. By the way, notice these are the people. A lot of people have typed in 100,000, so I appreciate that. A couple comments in the GoToWebinar. Okay, guys. Well, it was a little bit of a trick question because if you want to trade places with me, then you have to go back 20 years, and you have to be broke, go over $100,000 into debt, and really struggle to get to where I am today. Right now, that was until I kind of built my own little mini OMG before we had OMG, before I got to see over people's shoulder how they were finally having success. And then I did really have success. Then I had pretty immediate success. Okay, so it's a bit of a trick question. I'll tell you what, people inside of OMG would not want to wait 20 years to become just extraordinarily successful. And really, they don't. We have over 500 earnings reports from people who are making at least $10,000 a month, if not 20,000, 50,000, or even six figures per month. It's incredible. It's incredible because of the overwhelming advantage that we give them. All right. Now, you won't have to pay $300,000 like a doctor has to pay. You don't have to wait 14 years for success like a doctor has to wait, like that one that who I met. You don't even have to pay $100,000 like so many of you affirmed. You only have to pay $25,000. All right. To join OMG, all you have to do is go to omgfred.com, and we have two links here for you. I said before that we don't offer refunds. Well, this is one of the things where you can see that commitment attracts commitment, and commitment is matched with commitment inside of OMG. Unlike other programs that are out there, we offer actually a 12-month monthly payment plan. Because when you join OMG, it's a significant investment of harder money, and we respect that. So you get our significant payment plan back, which is on the top. You can join for 12 payments. Monthly payments of $699. Again, not $100,000, not $25,000, but 12 monthly payments of $699, or we have one single payment of $7,999. Now, one of the things I want you to notice about this 12 monthly payments is obviously we stay with you, and we do. You get coaching throughout 2016. We're going to be there with you month 1, month 3, month 7, month 11, and month 12. We're there with you, and of course, you get lifetime access to your membership group and your Facebook community, and you're on the permanent inside track with OMG. This is where to come and join us. Those of you who are with us right now who really see the value of what Liz and Stephen bring to the table, who really feel the value of what, if you're on the previous webinar, Cotton and Fletch and Joe, you're probably dying to be a part of this. This is incredible. This is incredible what we've created. I'm so blown away by it. I'm so blown away by the city on a hill that has come together surrounding this OMG situation. And, I think that Cotton kind of says it best. To get inside of OMG, we're all working on the same instructions. The same game plan that Cotton had, the same game plan that Liz has, that Fletch has. You get it inside of OMG because we're teaching the reality, and we're with you inside of there all the time. It surrounds you. The overwhelming advantage of OMG surrounds you. But you have to tug on your own jersey. You have to put yourself in the game to join OMG. We can't do that for you, okay? We can't, and this isn't, we don't put a baby bib on you and spoon feed you, the $1 million. It's just not how it works. But what we do is we are extraordinarily caring, we're extraordinarily transparent, and we're extraordinarily committed to offering you an overwhelming advantage. An overwhelming advantage that's so important to us, and we're so passionate about it. And so I want to thank you for coming on this event. What I'm going to do right now is ask Liz and Stephen for their final words, and then Fred for his final words, and then we'll close out the night. Liz, can I get your final words on joining OMG?
Yeah, absolutely, Mike. Actually, I wanted to talk a little bit about yesterday. I had the opportunity to actually be on a webinar with Bob Proctor, and there was two big things that Bob Proctor told me and everybody else that was listening that really changed the way I look at things. For starters, he did say that I held a special place in his heart, which kind of meant a lot to me. Also, was very nice of him to say that. I did not expect that, so it was just an amazing thing for me personally, because I feel he's like one of the mentors that I had in life. Now, with that being said, the second thing that he said on that webinar was that when you want to do something, you find somebody else is doing that already successfully, and then you do what they tell you to do. And that's no different than inside of OMG. We have a community of people that are working together to do great things, and they're being led by mentors that actually do what they're teaching people to do. They not only talk the talk, but they walk the walk. Mentors like Stephen Floyd and myself and a couple other guys that weren't actually on this webinar, like Cotton Grammar. You guys have met them in previous webinars, Fletch and Joe Marfolio, and there's just a bunch of other people just like them. So with that being said, I know I've got a lot of feedback on the Karate Kid speech, and we were talking earlier about 80s movies, so let me go ahead and tell you how I thought of it when I heard that whole thing about mentors. It reminded me of Karate Kid, which again, I said this on a previous webinar, one of my favorite all-time movies. Now for those of you all that aren't familiar with an 80s, I guess it was a 90s movie, I can't even remember what year it came out, but it was a really popular movie back in the day, so a lot of you might not even know what the whole movie was about. But I'm going to summarize a bit of what that movie was about. Karate Kid is about a kid that moves from New Jersey to California. He's going to a different school, and he starts getting bullied by these Cobra Kai punks. And they're part of this karate school. They start giving him a hard time. At some point, he gets beat up very badly, and this man, who's the general management, I guess he does like repairs in the actual building, finds him, and he feels sorry for him. And it turns out that this man is actually a very good karate master of some sort. I mean, he doesn't even really have a black belt. And one of the great scenes in the movie, when Daniel, which is the name of the kid that gets bullied, asks Mr. Miyagi, who's the actual mentor, he asks him, what kind of belt do you have? And he says, J.C. Penney, $9.99. That's probably one of my favorite scenes. So basically, Mr. Miyagi's a karate expert. He begins to train Daniel in very unique ways. In fact, at some point, he has Daniel waxing the car. He tells him to wax on, wax off, paint the fence up, down, and sand the floor. And Daniel's just working almost like a slave for Mr. Miyagi. And at some point, he becomes so frustrated that he just says, you know what, I've had it, Miyagi. I'm not doing all this crap. At that point in the actual movie, it's one of the most pivotal scenes of the entire movie. Miyagi decides to hurl a string of punches and kicks right at Daniel, and Daniel, almost with unconscious competence, begins to block every single shot that Miyagi's taken at him. And at that point, Daniel is like absolutely just blown away and silent, because he realizes that all these things that his mentor, Mr. Miyagi, taught him to do, sanding the floor, waxing the car, and all that, was just because he knew that was what it's going to take in order for Daniel to become a karate champion. And that's pretty much what Bob said. When you want to do something, you find somebody that's already doing it, and then you do it. And that's exactly what we do inside of OMG. So again, if you decide to come into the other side of OMG, me and the other coaches, we promise that we'll give you the tools and create a massive advantage for you so that you can find success in whatever it is that you want to do. And that's pretty much it, Mike.
I love it, Liz. It's actually one of my all-time favorite movies. And you know, the passion that Liz has in her heart, it's just extraordinary. And you know, every time we'll get earnings reports in, and we share them together, and you should see, her eyes sparkle, and that $1 billion smile comes out, and it's a great feeling. Stephen, let me get you.
Can I put in some words? Can I put in some words first before Steven jumps on real quick?
Sure, absolutely.
Now, guys, I know that right now 12 payments of $6.99, it is expensive. I agree with you. For me, seeing this, it is expensive too. However, you are not just buying a typical training. You are getting hands-on one-to-one mentorship when you join OMG. that is a person, a specific person that is doing this on a daily basis to help you with your business, regardless of you're a newbie or not, if you're an advanced person or whatever, they're going to help you. So this is why it is a lot more expensive than other typical programs. In fact, what happens inside of OMG is that you are going to get a lot of training. Now, what you just saw in the first training and this training, it is just one or two traffic method. Now, if you were to put two together, now I really want to connect the dots because a lot of people, or a lot of you guys are still wondering, well, I thought we were talking about Google and free traffic. Yes, we are. However, I want to really bring into one thing. So, Mike, can you actually give me the presenter right away? I just want to draw this out for you so we are all on the same page and how today's training actually connected together and how it can help you get listed onto Google in a very fast time with ultra targeted keywords. So right now in the beginning, we have Liz doing a wonderful presentation for us for Amazon. I actually knew nothing about Amazon, and I didn't even know that such app exists and how you can actually build a multi-million-dollar business all with Amazon. Now, Liz showed Amazon, but she didn't really go in depth about how to actually make money with that Amazon and get the listing up. Well, that happened actually in our first workshop that we had. So then we also have Steven talking about Facebook. So I really want to connect the dot for you guys to make sure we are all on the same page. So last week, or yeah, while I was in Hong Kong, we have a presentation all about the live cast. So I'm just going to write here about webcast, sorry. So YouTube instant ranking with Wirecast. So this is a method that was being used to get listed onto Google almost instantly. These guys shocked me in 12 minutes. All right, in less than 12 minutes, they were able to rank a really targeted keyword. I'm trying to fix this right now. Bear with me with my skills with Paint, but I'm just going to make this really fast. So they use YouTube to have instant ranking with Wirecast. So they use 12 minutes and ranked a keyword that used to cost $10 for me if I were to buy AdWords. Now, to connect the dots, what you can do is use Wirecast and take Lid's method and actually go after Amazon, all right, and push your Amazon listing. So you can simply have a video to sell your Amazon listing. All right, so your Amazon listing right here, video goes to here. Then it's very simple. All you have to do is have your YouTube going to your Amazon listing. So your video goes to your Amazon listing. Then what Steven did was basically showing you a Facebook strategy that is absolutely free and you don't have to pay for any advertising. And you do social posts. So social posts on Facebook. All right, I'm just going to put this right here, social posts on Facebook. And at this point, the social post on Facebook actually has a video link. That video pushes to your actual YouTube video. All right. When that happens, then because Google loves Facebook, and as a matter of fact, there's a lot of times that Google changed their algorithm, so your ranking may be lost. Yes, you got number 2 in 12 minutes or less. However, because there's so much content going on in the internet on a regular basis, you might get knocked off. Well, if you start to do social posts on Facebook and push the inbound link back into your YouTube, then your ranking actually stays or go up. So this is a rinse and repeat cycle. So you keep finding product with this method and then simply use YouTube with Wirecast and push the video and get the call to action, go into your Amazon listing, and then get your social post up on Facebook. This is what you do. And that's how we connect the dot, and that's how you actually get ultra targeted traffic from Google for free. Now, Mike and the team, am I correct on this? I'm not a free expert, but this is what I can see, and I can see why this is so successful and how you guys are able to actually help students and help members make multi-million dollars.
Well, this is, yeah, and really, like you said, this is just the utter tip of the iceberg. I mean, now any one of these methods that we've showed today is really enough to get you just such an unbelievable, excellent start. And we showed you how they stack together just incredibly powerfully. But
Yeah.
the thing is, like you said, I mean, it's just the absolute tip of the iceberg.
Yep. So guys, this is only the beginning, and this is just one single method that Mike's team, his complete mentorship team, has to show you. Now, guys, if you guys are ready to have hand-holding guidance to help you make money online, to be like another superstar like Liz, go to www.omgfred.com. Now, I am also a member of OMG right now. I actually have to pay to be in OMG, and I am in their members only Facebook group. And on a daily basis, I've been seeing a lot of people being successful with OMG. And that's the reason why I'm putting my name behind OMG, is because this is a city on a hill. This is what will help you. And when it comes to free traffic, I can't be the person teaching you because I know nothing about it. But Mike and his team are able to use free traffic to build an entire business around it. Now, you just seen Amazon. There are actually dozens of business models inside OMG that you can see, because I myself have the access right now. I pay to get in. I got in, and I've saw so many business models that they can train. And you basically get hand-holding guidance to tell you what to do exactly. And yes, again, I know $6.99 a month for 12 months is expensive, but you're getting the attention, you're getting the mentorship. These guys are making multi-million dollars, not because they are doing a specific members area for OMG and having you pay. They are already multi-millionaires using their traffic method, using their business models, and they're taking out their time to help you guys because they want to have a bigger community. They want a bigger impact in humanity. They want to help you. They want to help people that are interested, that are committed to succeed. It's not because they make their multi-millions OMG. Obviously, they need to get compensated. We all know that for a fact because it's going to take them a lot of time and effort to train you step by step. So if you guys are ready, if you guys are committed, if you guys want to change your life and be like John, be like Steven, be like Liz, be like Mike, who has been through your guys' shoe, know how it's like to be keep hitting roadblocks, let them help you. Go to www.omgfred.com, go through that page and make your decision, guys. All right. So that's really my input. So Mike, anything else on your end?
I'll just turn things over to Stephen for his last words, and we'll wrap things up, and we'll go from there. Stephen.
Hey, Fred, thanks. And thanks again, everyone, for being here this evening. We really appreciate your time. We know that your time is valuable, and we hope that you got some good stuff tonight that you can actually go out and act upon. I think everyone has kind of already said everything. I want to let you guys know, though, the place that I come from is from a coach's heart. I'm actually a professional counselor. I'm a licensed professional counselor, actually, and one of the other jobs that I do is I work with veterans who have traumatic brain injuries and post-traumatic stress disorder and things. The reason I'm able to do that is because my OMG business, my SEO business, I've been doing it long enough to where it's basically autopilot. It's basically residual income. So I'm able to generate, a significant income, and really where, what pays my bills is really not even what I do. It's really the other work. So, that's where we come from as coaches. This isn't, the money that we get compensated for doing this is a tiny percentage of our income. We do this because this industry and just everything has been so good to us that we want to share that with other people. When you're a coach, I wrestled, growing up, probably since I was born, everybody told me. And so, I do some wrestling coaching now, and I have for a while, and I don't get paid to do it, or sometimes I do, but I get paid very little, but I do it because I love watching people grow. I love watching people win. I love watching people succeed. It's just a part of who I am at the deepest level, and that's what your coaches are about in this program. We are about, seeing you grow, seeing you succeed, and if you're willing to do your part, if you're willing to put in the time and the energy and do the work, we're willing to do our part. We're willing to, to help guide you through, and get you to that next level that you want to get to. And so, last thing, really quick. Two things I want to point you to. There's a couple of things in the group. there's a post a little bit lower that talks about what is your why, and I would encourage you to look at that and see. And then if you're all still kind of confused about kind of really how we do what we do, how we make money, there's a video that we made for the group a couple of days ago, and you can scroll down a little bit and find that also. Okay, so again, I also want to point out that yes, this is a beginner to advanced course, and at least a dozen people have asked that, so I wanted to make sure you guys all knew it. Whether you don't know what SEO stands for, or whether you're already someone who's making a living online, we are for you, and we have every pretty much method that you can make money online is taught in OMG, and it's not just taught by some guy that gets paid to teach it. It's typically going to be a multimillionaire teaching you. So in answering your question, so I don't know where else in the world that exists, to be honest with you. I have an academic background. I'm in a PhD program right now. I'm a fairly educated person by anyone's standards, and I'll tell you, we talked about the cost a couple of times, guys. A college degree in the United States, the average I think is 50, 60 grand. It's probably more than that, but what OMG costs, that there's a good percentage of people who get a 4-year college degree and go out and make $30,000 a year, $40,000 a year, $50,000 a year. I know people in OMG that don't even have a high school diploma, that within 3 to 6 months ish, from joining OMG, these people are making 6-figure incomes. And it's because they worked hard and they executed and they trusted themselves. They believed in themselves enough, to put in the time and put in the energy. And I'll tell you, as a coach, when we see people doing that, we love nothing more than to, put our hand down and pull them up if we can, if they need that, if they need to be pulled up. So I highly encourage you to do what Fred said. Check out all of those testimonials, check out all of those earnings reports. I've never even heard of another course or another group that has the proof that we have and that has the community that we have. So I hope sincerely that I see each and every one of you on the other side in OMG. And again, thank you for your time this evening.
Thank you, Steven. Now, we all have to thank the entire OMG team to be here, especially Mike, who has been the host for this entire webinar. Now, Mike, I got a question for you. I know that you guys are closing enrollment for OMG and start focusing on the new members. Am I correct?
Yeah, we're closing for 2016 this upcoming week. If you're not able to join, we will most certainly, of course, reopen for 2017 around this time next year. So, it's one of the biggest questions that we get.
Wow. So, guys, if you guys are ready to really dedicate your time with OMG this year, because they are closing in a couple days, they will not be accepting new members. Simply go to www.omgfred.com to join if you are committed. All right. This is not a training course. This is a silver bullet with coaches that's going to help you step by step throughout the process. Now, there is absolutely no upsells, all right? Simply just pay for your monthly payment plan. There's no upsells at all, just to give you assurance, because a couple people are asking about it. It's like, oh, is there like more advanced course that you got to buy, etc.? No, you're getting lifetime access into OMG, from beginners training to intermediate all the way to advanced. All right, so simply go to www.omgfred.com. So, Mike, is there any more last words for you?
No, I just want to thank everybody. I usually actually begin webinars with the Lord's Prayer, but there was a little bit of commotion back and forth, so I'd like to end with the Lord's Prayer, and we'll finish things up. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen. I want to thank you all. Yeah.
Thank you. Now, guys, please thank Mike. Everyone, if you guys are still here, go to our Facebook group and then simply just go #thanks OMG. All right, just go there. Thank everyone, and guys, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for showing all your guys' methods and strategies today. Thank you, Liz. Thank you, Steven. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, John. There's actually a couple more coaches here that didn't have a chance to speak because we are actually we're ending our time right now. We actually way past our training session time. But again, thank you from the bottom of my heart, Mike, and the entire OMG team. I know you guys are superbly busy, and you guys have been focusing with your new 2016 members. Again, thank you so much. Guys, again, last word of advice. If you guys want to join and is committed to make 2016 your year, go to www.omgfred.com. All right, so thank you very much, guys. Again, I'll see you guys very, very soon. I'm back in Vancouver right now. I will have a lot more training coming up in 2016. You're going to hear from me, so be sure to check your inbox for my emails. And then if there's anything, email our support team. I'm more than happy to answer your questions. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day, a wonderful evening, or a wonderful morning. I'll see you guys very soon. So again, Fred signing off right now. Thank you, everyone. I'll see you guys soon. Bye now.